BCBSM.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Volodymyr Zelensky says he's grateful Germany will send Leopard tanks to Ukraine to help fight the war with Russia. The White House expected to follow suit. Correspondent Cammie McCormick reports.
Ukraine has been requesting tanks for some time. The Germans were hesitant, but have now agreed to deliver them and allow other countries to do the same because the Biden administration is now expected to announce it's sending M1 Abrams tanks. They could take months or even years to arrive. Moscow calls it a dangerous provocation.
Severe weather is headed east after more than a dozen tornadoes were reported along the Texas Gulf Coast. Deer Park Mayor Jerry Mouton Jr.
Power will be the biggest issue over the next 24 hours of getting that addressed and getting that turned back on.
Homes and businesses shredded, but no deaths or serious injuries reported in the Houston area. Meteorologist Craig Allen with our affiliate WCBS.
Very cold weather will now follow the intense weather that we've been seeing down in the south. And of course, that is troublesome because many people no longer have heat with power outages or may have lost portions of their homes. And we're going to have to deal with some very cold temperatures over the next couple of days.
Snow's in the forecast from New York to Maine. We're learning more about the 11 people killed at a dance club near L.A. Saturday. CBS's Adam Yamaguchi.
Among the dead are Star Dance's beloved manager, Ming Ma, Diana Tom, the grandmother whose family said loved to dance, and Mei Mei Nan, her loved one, saying her warm smile and kindness was contagious.
Vice President Harris will meet with families of the victims today. The American Lung Association weighs in on smoking regulations. CBS's Jim Krasula.
The group's 21st annual State of Tobacco Control report gives the federal government an A grade for its media campaigns that encourage people to quit smoking or vaping or to keep from starting in the first place. Both the federal and most state governments get a failing grade for not increasing cigarette taxes.
No problem expected when markets open in half an hour. The New York Stock Exchange says a sell short restriction was triggered by mistake yesterday. It prevented opening auctions for a slew of stocks, led to widespread trading halts and confusion over whether orders were being filled at the right prices. Trades in more than 250 securities were busted. S&P futures are down 44. Dow futures off 289. LeBron James makes history.
James on the breakaway.
The Lakers star has become the first NBA player ever to score 40 points against all 30 teams after finishing with 46 and a career-high 9 threes against the Clippers last night. This is CBS News.
Nobody should have to pay for one-size-fits-all insurance coverage. Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance so you only pay for what you need. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Imagine this, winning big at Soaring Eagle and having a winter blast with up to $25,000. Every Saturday in January from 7 to 10 p.m., you can win $1,500 in premium. Then, at 11 p.m. each week, one lucky player takes home $25,000 cash. That's $160,000 all month long. Only at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. Your getaway reimagined. Visit SoaringEagleCasino.com for complete rules and details.
Hello, this is Joe Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is a firm that practices family law exclusively. We focus on only one area of the law to maximize our strength and effectiveness as advocates for clients that have everything on the line: their homes, retirement, savings, and most importantly, their children. We're the partner our clients count on. If we can be of help to you, give us a call.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Detroit area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor. CordellCordell.com.
I'll second guest dinners with friends because they can be interrupted by diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or oily stools. It turns out I have EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, which means I'm missing the enzymes needed to digest food. My doctor prescribed Creon, pancrelipase, an oral prescription medication that replaces pancreatic digestive enzymes. Creon treats EPI due to cystic fibrosis, chronic pancreatitis, pancreatectomy, or other conditions.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall. If you're allergic to pork or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful Doctor, if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions, take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon.
Creon is the #1 prescribed EPI treatment. Ask your doctor about Creon for EPI and visit creoninfo.com or call 800-633-9110 to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Cloudy skies, snow, and 31 degrees at 9:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Percha. Police in Alma say a suspect in an assault case is a juvenile. According to the Mount Pleasant Morning Sun, the Isabella County teen allegedly tried to take a woman's purse while she was out walking in the area of West End and Garfield Streets around 5 p.m. on January 5th.
I can hear you.
Pushed the woman to the ground before running off.
Can you hear me?
Photos show the teen is a white male with dark, wavy, strawberry-colored hair. The case has been referred to Isabella County, where the teen resides, due to his age.
Hear me?
I can't hear you.
State police continue their stepped-up enforcement.
Can you hear me now?
The troopers reportedly issued tickets to drivers exceeding 100 miles an hour in both Genesee and Saginaw counties. On Tuesday morning, a driver was ticketed for going 105 miles an hour on I-69.
Now I got you.
Police said
okay.
hours later,
got
the
you
driver
right.
was clocked going 106 miles an hour on M13 near the I-75 interchange. Neither incident resulted in a crash. Officials with the Michigan Safety Planning say speeding has become an increased problem since the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Okay.
4 to 15% increase in traffic crashes in Michigan from 2020 to 2021, and an 18.5% increase in speed-related fatalities. To combat the trend, municipal, county, and Michigan State Police law enforcement agencies across the state will conduct overtime speed enforcement through February 28th. Jury selection begins today in the trial of a 24-year-old accused of open murder in the death of a 16-year-old 3 years ago in Saginaw. Malik Hart was charged in connection with the murder of Datavian Favorite, who was shot to death February 21st, 2020, on the east side of the city. Hart was arrested a day after police responded to the shooting and found Favorite had been killed. Hart faces up to life in prison without the possibility of parole if convicted. WSGW News Time, 9:07.
At Wildfire Credit Union, our team will tell you that everything we do is for our members, because it's about you, always.
One of my Wildfire coworkers contacted me after 5 p.m. one day. She was working with a member in a rush to meet with the seller of a vehicle she wanted to purchase. I double-checked her loan application right then. I emailed it out to her while she was on her way to the branch so that she could sign electronically. We had her check ready for her when she arrived by 6 p.m. Teamwork makes the dream work. For our member, the dream was finding a car, applying for a loan, and buying it in one day. And the Wildfire team made it work.
Saving members money, providing personalized service, going the extra mile. That's Wildfire Credit Union. Find out for yourself. Call, click, or come by any Wildfire location to experience banking the way it's supposed to be, where it's about you, always. Wildfire Credit Union. Distinctively better. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
WSGW News Time, 9:08. The weather forecast is next. Governor Gretchen Whitmer will deliver her 5th State of the State address in front of a joint session of the House and State Senate this evening. Among topics to be discussed are funding for a tutoring program to help students who have struggled during the pandemic. The governor is expected to call on the legislature to require universal background checks for all firearms sales and approve legislation mandating safe storage of weapons. Whitmer says the address is an opportunity to talk about issues, difference in people's lives, and focus on what lawmakers are going to get done this year. The address is scheduled for 7 p.m. The looming winter storm mean road crews and homeowners will blanket roads and sidewalks with salt to make sure they aren't slippery. But while it's important to keep people safe, environmental experts say using too much salt can be harmful to the state's waterways and animals. Chris Bobrick is a watershed planner at Clinton River Watershed Council in Rochester Hills. He says when salt is overused, it runs off the road into ditches and gets into the water.
It can actually change the chemistry of our water. And by doing that, it creates conditions for organisms that live within the water and even terrestrial, things that live in our forests and just along the side of the road. It changes these conditions to them.
Bobrick says salt's overuse can also endanger the state's drinking water, which is why people should only use enough to stay safe. When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom at 752-0790. It's 9:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. Overcast for today, snow in the
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com. The Art Lewis Show is presented by Westside Decorating Center. And good morning to you. Welcome to another edition of the Art Lewis Show. On the road today to Zenders of Frankenmuth Snowfest. This is the 32nd year of winter fun for the whole family here in Frankenmuth. We'll be telling you what's going on here throughout the morning. We're going to talk to a lot of folks from Snowfest this morning. But before we get started with that, first of all, you heard we are sponsored by our friends at Westside Decorating Center. They're located at 5789 State Street in Saginaw. Stop in and see the newly expanded showroom for all your home decorating needs. We're going to start out talking about things you should be doing that have to do with your health. And we're going to do that by saying good morning to Dr. James Grant from Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. Dr. Grant, good morning to you.
Good morning, Art. How are you on this cold, snowy Wednesday?
I'm in the warming tent. I'm okay.
Okay, good.
It was cold when I got here, but they turned the heat on, so everything is good. Everything is good. You know, we make a lot of resolutions at the end of the year. Most of the time, we don't keep any of them. But some resolutions that have to do with our health and seeing our healthcare professionals are important, aren't they?
Oh, they're really important, Art. As a matter of fact, I think, they say something like 90% of resolutions. This is January 25th. They're all gone by now.
Yeah.
But the one resolution, there's certain resolutions, we've got to keep. And one of them is to make sure that we maintain our health and actually get our appropriate annual checkups and annual blood work.
And I must tell you, I only make one resolution, and I've never failed to keep it. And that's not to make any other resolutions. So I don't worry about it. Well, let's start with the basics. I mean, how often should we see our family physician? And let's say we're an average person, average health problems, what have you.
I think obviously a minimum of once a year. And then pretty much from there, it should be a tailored approach between you and your physician. And then, depending on what you've got, if you're perfectly healthy and you've got just, a checkup, then once a year, you call during the year if there's something that happens. If you've got some chronic diseases, you and your physician are going to want to see you more often. And that's definitely a schedule and a plan that you've got to work on together.
What about age? What's that factor have to do with it? I'm going to be 80 in a couple of weeks. Do I see my doctor more often just simply because I'm 80?
Not simply because you're 80, Art. You need to see your doctor more often because it's more likely that you're going to have, chronic conditions. You're more likely at 80 to have high blood pressure. You're more likely at 80 to have arthritis. You're more likely at 80 to have heart disease. You're more likely at 80 to have other issues that you want to talk to your doctor about. If you're perfectly clean and healthy, they're going to say come back in, X number of months, or actually come back in a year, or come back when you think you need something. So it all depends. It's just, as we age, we develop more chronic conditions, which are going to require more visits to the doctor.
Yeah, I see him about every 6 months. That seems to be the norm. And it works out for me because then I sleep better at night. I know what my numbers are and all that. I know my numbers. So let's talk about other healthcare professionals. Who else should we be seeing, if not our family doctor?
You should see what I'd say is, see your family doctor first. And your family doctor, depending on, what he or she does, we'll actually send you off if you need further studies, if you need a specialist, if you need further things evaluated. So I always call the family doctor, which is usually family practice doctor or an internal medicine doctor. Some cases a pediatrician or an OB-GYN. I always call them the quarterback of the football team. And they're gonna work with you at looking at your whole body and deciding where you need to go. It could be anything from a behavioral health therapist to a cardiologist to a gynecologist, you name it. But I think you start with them and they will actually spread you out and refer you to where you need to be if you need to be anywhere from there.
Does that include, because there's so much discussion of it today, mental health professionals?
Oh, it surely includes mental health professionals. Surely includes. Since COVID, we've seen just an explosion of the number of people needing behavioral health support. And at Blue Cross Blue Shield, we've actually been really doing everything we can to make sure that we can do our best job to getting people the behavioral health specialists that they need. What we don't want them to do is we don't want them to be shy about asking. We don't want them to be shy about going to the primary care doc and say, listen, I've got a problem, whether it's, depression or other things. We want to get them the help because at the end of the day, we want our members to feel better. And also what we've learned, especially throughout the pandemic, is mental health really does affect physical health. And they're not independent, they're not silos. It's one human body from head to toe. And we want to make sure that we've got the whole body really, humming and going in the right direction.
So let's talk just for a minute about insurance and mental health coverage. Does most insurance, like Blue Cross Blue Shield, cover mental health?
Yeah. Mental health is usually part of every person's plan, and it's something I just asked you to take a look at.
Let's talk about coverage. How many of these things require referrals? If I go to a specialist, am I going to have to be referred, or can I go directly to a specialist and get treatment?
That actually all depends on your plan. Some plans require the primary care physician to be what we used to call the gatekeeper. I don't really like that term, but it's the person that will just sign off on you going to X specialist or Y specialist. Some plans you can go directly there and bypass your primary care doc. That's something that's in your plan, and I'm going to ask you to make sure you check your plan to see what you have to do. Most people that actually have the primary care sign off, they know it. But you may want to, like I said, check your plan, check with your primary care doc, see what you need him or her to sign off on.
And in this day and age, most physicians, most medical facilities take almost all insurances.
I'd love to say that they all do. I'm hoping they take most. But I can't speak. We have obviously a high degree of people that take Blue Cross Blue Shield. I can't speak for the other health plans. But there's that varies, and that's a key question you need to ask. Does my doctor take my health plan? Did I change health plans and never thought to check? Does my doctor take my health plan? Does my hospital take my health plan? And that's something that's usually pretty easy to get just checking the internet.
Speaking of the internet, does Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan have a site where someone can go if they have medical questions, for example, that they're looking for answers?
We actually put out a number of things. We have a blog. We actually have, we're consistently on social media with various health issues. I'd ask you that you go. We have actually 3 sites. Go to BCBSM.com, and you can check from there. We'll guide you from there. We also have a healthiermichigan.org, and that also has a tremendous library of health information. And mibluesperspectives.com. That's also another area that really tries to hit hard on the areas that we know our members will want about their own healthcare.
Did the pandemic change health insurance?
The pandemic did a lot of things. The pandemic did change some aspects of health plans. Vaccines that are now routinely paid for. The PCR that in the beginning that was paid for by all. Now a lot of those rules have changed. So it actually has changed healthcare. It's changed what we do. It's changed how we look at our members.
One of the things that came out of the White House and Congress at the end of last year was something called the Inflation Reduction Act. Whether it does or not, I don't know. But part of that was reductions in the cost of insulin, vaccines, things of that nature. Did that all start at the first of the year? Can people who need insulin, particularly on Medicare, be assured they're only going to pay $35? Is that your
Yeah,
understanding?
so the government did put some new rules into effect, and we're actually now digging through them to make sure that we've got all the start-stop dates correct, and we make sure, we're consistent and compliant with our new federal rules and regs.
And that's a task and a half, isn't it?
Oh, that's a lot of papers to go through, Art.
Always is. So in conclusion, what do you want folks to know about this new year and what they should be doing?
You know what? Get your checkup. Get your blood work done. It's always easier to handle, when your cholesterol is too high. We've got medications for that. We'd rather get your cholesterol under control before it's in your heart. Check to make sure you've got your annual eye exam. Check to make sure you've got your colonoscopy. We start them at 45 now because no one should die of colon cancer if it's caught early. So the only thing I'm going to say, get to your doctor, take that checklist, make sure you're where you want to be, and live a long, healthy, and happy life.
Well, we appreciate it, Dr. Grant, as always. We thank you for your time this morning. I'm sure we'll be chatting down the road again.
Okay. Like I said, stay warm, Art. Once, you're going to have to eventually go back home, so you're going to get in the cold.
Eventually I will. Thank you very much, Doctor.
Take care.
You bet. Dr. Bye. James Grant from Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. And again, most important thing, see your family doctor, get your checkup, stay healthy. No guarantees, but it sure goes a long way to giving you some peace of mind about your health. We are here at Zender's Snowfest, the 32nd year of winter fun for the whole family. Today kicks things off, and it kicks things off with the All Things Chocolate Baking Contest going on here in the warming tent where I'm sitting this morning. There also today is the ice carving exhibition, professional ice exhibition, children's snow sculpting, state of Michigan snow sculpting, and the warming tent with music, and of course the chocolate baking contest. That is what happens today here at Zender's Snowfest, and the chocolate contest runs from 10 a.m. Till we give out the prizes about 3 o'clock this afternoon here in the warming tent. Sponsored by Michigan Sugar, Le Creuset, and WSGW. Also, our friends in Lansing, Cars 108, also are sponsoring the chocolate event. And I'll be emceeing this afternoon. Looking forward to it here at Zender's Snowfest in the warming tent. We're going to take a break, come back. When we return, we're going to find Rob Clark. He's wandering around here someplace, and talk to him about the sugar industry.
Your local Zematic dealer works hard to give you every advantage when it comes to your irrigation operations. This year, we're giving you a head start in preparing for the upcoming season by letting you choose between industry-leading interest rates and deep per-tower discounts on a new Zematic pivot. The earlier you act, the better your deal will be. Better deals, better equipment, better season. Better contact your local Zematic dealer today to learn more. Terms and conditions apply. See your local dealer or visit lindsay.com/spring sale for full details.
At Staples, you can count on every project being print perfect, guaranteed.
I need presentations and brochures printed, and they have to be perfect.
Your bounded presentations, brochures with the finest folds, and more will be done right every time. That's our Print Big promise. Now at Staples, get $10 off your document printing and marketing materials order of $50 or more, plus 20% back by a store bonus. Try Staples and see the difference. Ends 2/25. Rewards members only. Bonus must be redeemed in store. See staples.com/stores/printbig for details.
First, we decide where we want to go. Then we need to know the best way to get there. Hi, my name's Adam Barada. I'm the owner of Advantage Gold. We're the highest rated precious metals firm in the country. We teach people how to own physical gold and silver. Now, we've won the Best of TrustLink Award 4 years in a row because we educate our clients on how to buy gold and silver the right way. We don't pay celebrity spokespeople millions of dollars. We'd rather pass that value on to you. Call 800-900-8000 and speak with one of our experts. We'll send you a free gold kit along with my latest #1 national best-selling book, The Great Devaluation. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000. Get the best information, the best process, the best service, the best value. Call Advantage Gold at 800-900-8000. Call 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult with your financial advisor before investing.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Microsoft shares are dragging down the markets. Revenue growth slowed to the weakest pace in 6 years. It's seeing a slowdown in demand for its software and cloud services and expects that to continue this year. Boeing lost money in its recent quarter. Wall Street was expecting a profit from the aviation giant, though Boeing says last year saw strong demand and was important in its recovery. Kimberly-Clark's earnings topped forecast, but sales were weaker than expected. The company makes Kleenex, Huggies, Cottonelle, and other brands. It raised prices by 10% in the quarter. Kimberly-Clark is raising its dividend. The Mortgage Bankers Association says demand for mortgages improved last week as its average for a 30-year fixed loan declined to 6.2%. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
It's Jesse Kelly here. I can't afford to lose 30% of my 401k or IRA again, and I'm assuming you can't either. Call Oxford Gold. Securing your IRA or 401k with real gold and silver is a portfolio protection plan, and Oxford Gold has made it easy as 1, 2, 3. One app, one call, and you pick your precious metals. That's it. You now own precious metals. Call Oxford Gold today to learn more about the 1, 2, 3 protection plan. 833-404-GOLD. 833-404-GOLD.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
We expect our information in real time. US Med carries continuous glucose monitors, which provide real-time readings of blood glucose levels. US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 500 private insurers. So call 800-730-8405 today for a free insurance and Medicare benefits check. As easy as, that's 800-730-8405.
Your WSGW morning team. The WSW Online polled about fireworks in Michigan. There is a proposal in the Michigan Senate to allow communities to tighten fireworks laws. Independence Day fireworks, specifically, could be reduced from June 29th through July 4th to just July 3rd and 4th. And on Memorial Day, there could be end times, reducing fireworks allowed until 11:45 to just 11 o'clock. And the proposal would double fines for violators.
We have neighbors that think that fireworks go all the way from Memorial Day through
Labor Day.
The week after Labor Day.
So the poll question we offer is to use this. Would you support allowing communities to reduce some of the current fireworks regulations? It's a yes. It's a no. It's an I'm not sure.
I think I know how Denise is going to vote on this one.
Especially with our neighbors. Oh my gosh.
Head online to WSW.com. You scroll down the homepage and find the online poll box and make your vote that way. Charlie, Denise, and Pat, your morning team. 5:30 to 9 on WSGW.
On the next Mark the Van Camp Product Show. All right, let's make this easier. Who didn't steal classified documents? Herbert Hoover, I'm sure.
With Mark Leaf and Captain Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW from Snowfest in the warming tent behind Zender's Restaurant in Frankenmuth. Well, underway, getting started at 10 o'clock this morning will be the chocolate baking contest, all things chocolate. And, of course, most things that are baked have sugar in them. And we would expect that sugar comes from our friends at Michigan Sugar. Isn't that right, Rob Clark?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
How did I know that?
If you're baking, have the Pioneer Sugar ready.
Yeah. All right. Whoop, just a minute. Uh-oh. No. I'm having all kinds of trackball issues here, and I pushed the wrong one. So turn the camera on here so we can see. Here we are. We are here at Zender Snowfest. How many years for you guys? Do you know offhand?
Gosh,
I mean, for us, it's been forever.
Yeah, I mean, I think forever is a good estimate. At least 10 years we've been coming out here and doing some kind of an event here. I think this is about the 5th year for the All Things Chocolate Baking Competition.
Yeah, before that we had apples.
Apples, yes.
Yeah, we did that for years and years and years.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the sugar crop this year, particularly with the weather the way it was. Is that good news or bad news?
Yeah, I mean, it's been kind of interesting. The weather during harvest was ideal. We got our crop in, harvested, about 4.4 million tons of sugar beets.
What's average?
About right there. Yeah, that's about where we want to be. 4.4, 4.6. The weather lately has been a little more tricky to deal with. You know, when you get sugar beets in piles and then it starts raining in December and it's 45, 49, 50 degrees. Yeah, sugar beets aren't super happy with that, but the piles have held up pretty well.
Well, and you made changes to the piles years ago because of the heat, because of the problems that happened.
Yes. At this time of year, we're into what we call ventilated beets. So those piles we're pushing cool air through them constantly to help cool them down. I mean, sugar beets are a vegetable. When you pile them, the first thing that's going to happen is they're going to start to decay. And so we have to manage that. And so cool air pumped through, that helps. We're always scanning our piles, looking for hot spots, dealing with that.
All right. So the layman in me has to ask this question. I take a beet out of the ground.
Yes.
It's got a certain percentage sugar content.
Correct.
I stick it in a pile. By the time you slice it, what happens to that sugar content?
Sure. Yeah. We call it shrink. So the sugar content will decrease from the moment you get it out of the ground. And what we're trying to do is minimize what we call that shrink.
Now, cold weather slows that shrink, right?
Yes, cold weather is perfect. We like it to be, contrary to what most people like in the winter. Although in Michigan, we like cold winter and snow.
You do.
Yeah. But we like it to be cold. We don't mind gray days where the sun's not beating on the piles. So, we've had to manage a little more this season.
Typically the harvest runs from when to when?
Yeah, we usually start right at the end of August, early September. That's called our early dig. And what we're doing is we're harvesting enough beets to run through our factories over a 24-hour period. So we're not piling beets at that time. The permanent pile, that usually starts late October, early November. Runs for 2 to 3 weeks, and that's where we get most of the beets in. So we're running late August through mid-November.
So the beets that are piled in mid-November,
yes.
If you don't get to them till February,
yes,
let's say, what happens to that sugar content? How much shrink is there?
Yeah, I mean, we hope it's as low as possible. If you're in the 5% range, that's really good. If you're up towards 7, that's pretty average. Anything higher, you want to try to manage eliminating that.
At one time, Rob, I don't know, I don't think you were with the company at the time. There was a federal limit on how much sugar you could sell because of imports and everything else and all the other complications that go with it. Has that gone away now? Can you sell every ounce of sugar you can extract from beets?
Yes, we can and we do. There are limits as to there are allocations to how many acres of beets we can grow based on the size of our company. It's kind of a complicated formula, but yes, we sell every granule of sugar that we extract from those beets.
So, I don't know, maybe it's the layman in me that asks these stupid questions. Why in the world would government limit how many acres you can plant if you can sell every grain of sugar you harvest?
Yeah, and that's a big
question.
It's a big question. Yeah, and we're part of an industry that includes cane growers and beet growers. We're the third largest of 9 beet processing companies in the country. The interesting factoid is even with all the sugar grown domestically, the United States still imports 30% of the sugar used in this country, which is kind of interesting.
Is that because we need it, or
we
because
need it? Yeah,
we do need it?
We need it. Yeah.
But at one time, correct me if I'm wrong, that imported sugar had a detrimental effect on your price.
Yeah, absolutely, because sugar in many cases in other countries is being produced what we like to refer to as on an uneven playing field. And there have been cases where countries dump sugar into the global market and that's not fair. And so we've fought against that, and we've had some wins in that regard. But yeah, it's something we're always keeping an eye on.
All right, we'll take a break. We're talking to Rob Clark from Michigan Sugar, and they are one of the sponsors of our chocolate, all things chocolate bake-off this afternoon. Let me talk to you for a moment about some friends, lifelong friends, as long as I've been here anyway, in 1974 when we moved to Michigan. One of the first people I met was Tom McDonald Sr., and became fast friends with Tom and Ruth. The late Tom and Ruth McDonald were just absolutely wonderful people. It was a great friendship for all the years. And that friendship continued with Tom Jr. and now Tom III, who run McDonald Ford. And it's a family business, and it is also the Ford dealer that we have used for our vehicles for many, many, many years. They're located on M47 in Freeland, but they're really so much more than a Ford dealer because they have a huge inventory of pre-owned vehicles. And I'm driving one right now. I'm driving a Silverado Z71 Trail Boss pickup from McDonald Ford. It's a wonderful vehicle, 2019, in great shape because it's been through their 100-point inspection. And if you buy a vehicle from them and you discover a problem, you don't worry, you take it back because they'll fix it. They have one of the best service departments in the region. And not only service department, but they also have drive collision and quick lane centers where they take care of all of your automobile needs. Stop in and visit them today. McDonald Ford, they're located on M47 in Freeland, 6790 Midland Road in Freeland, devoted to helping and serving you. They'll treat you like family because it's a family business. McDonald Ford. We'll be back with more here at Snowfest.
This just in, a change is coming to herbicide. Raptor herbicide from BASF is now called Beyond Extra herbicide from BASF. Cool, right? That's why I'm talking fast and excited, because frankly, a name change isn't that exciting. Or is it? Now you're asking yourself, will I still have clean alfalfa and dry bean fields and broad spectrum weed control? Yes, sir and ma'am. But we added extra clear field production system crops under the name and called it Beyond Extra. Find Beyond Extra herbicide exactly where you found Raptor herbicide. Always read and follow label directions.
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is from Super Cute. Super Cute is a home and gift shop located in Freeland that features trendy clothing, jewelry, decor, and your perfect Valentine's Day gift. You can get a $25 gift card for just $12.50. It's half off. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
First, we decide where we want to go. Then we need to know the best way to get there. Hi, my name's Adam Barada. I'm the owner of Advantage Gold. We're the highest rated precious metals firm in the country. We teach people how to own physical gold and silver. Now, we've won the Best of TrustLink Award 4 years in a row because we educate our clients on how to buy gold and silver the right way. We don't pay celebrity spokespeople millions of dollars. We'd rather pass that value on to you. Call 800-900-8000 and speak with one of our experts. We'll send you a free gold kit along with my latest #1 national best-selling book, The Great Devaluation. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000. Get the best information, the best process, the best service, the best value. Call Advantage Gold at 800-900-8000. Call 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult with your financial advisor before investing.
Let's face it, credit cards are pretty much a necessity.
New tires for the car? Oh, here's my card.
I order takeout, here's my card. And most of us just accept the high interest rates credit cards charge as a necessary evil.
What are you going to do?
Get a low fixed-rate credit card consolidation loan from Lightstream from $5,000 to $100,000 and pay off those credit card balances. Apply online, and you could get your money as soon as the day you apply. The average credit card company charges over 19% APR. But with Lightstream, you can get a fixed rate as low as 7.99% APR with autopay and excellent credit.
Now I can pay off my high-interest credit cards and save money at a much lower rate.
Apply today at lightstream.com/radio and get an additional interest rate discount. That's lightstream.com/radio. Lightstream.com/radio.
Subject to credit approval. Rates range from 7.99% APR to 21.49% APR and includes 0.5% auto pay discount. Lowest rate requires excellent credit. Terms and conditions apply and offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com/radio for more information.
Hi, WSGW listeners. I'm Mitch with Paintball Express on Bay Road in Saginaw. We're a minor collision body shop that also specializes in rust proofing, full service detailing, ceramic coating, and we're also a retailer of Jax Wax and Rupes detail products. We want to offer you the chance to have Paintball bring your vehicle back to new. So we're giving away a complete inside and outside detail package to one lucky WSGW listener. This will include a full-service interior detail, steam clean, shampoo, exterior wash, synthetic wax, engine bay, wheel wells, wheels, and tires all cleaned and dressed, and so much more. For your chance to win, enter online at WSGW.com. Scroll down to the paintball box where you can enter once a day, as well as look over all the rules and details. Entry deadline is Thursday, January 26th at midnight. A random drawing will determine the winner. Again, I'm Mitch with Paintball. Come see us on Bay Road Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Enter the contest online at WSGW.com. Thank you.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom and Design Center Studios, you are listening to 100.5 and 790 WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW from Snowfest in the warming tent. Zender's Snowfest. We're talking to Rob Clark from Michigan Sugar Company. And I assume, Rob, slicing is going well. Every company you talk to, though, says, we're in trouble finding employees. How about the sugar industry?
Yeah, I mean, we're not unique in that way in any way, but we're doing a lot of things to try to recruit employees. In fact, we've got a couple guys out in Arizona this week. Arizona. Yep. This is
okay.
I know.
Got a sugar plant out there? Or what?
They are actually at an RV show. And
an RV show.
So the last couple of years, we have tapped into this RV community, and there's
full timers.
Yeah,
they're on the road.
They're on the road, and they have this thing where they bounce from place to place, and if they can find some temporary seasonal work, they set up shop for 3-4 weeks. They do the job, and they pull out and go to the next town. So last year we had hundreds of them, hundreds of RVers. So it's just one
gypsy
example.
Sugar workers.
Yeah, but they're incredible people.
Modern form of gypsyism.
Yeah,
huh?
they're hard workers, and what's really cool is we help keep some campgrounds open a little longer than normal, into November even. They set up shop and they come to work and they help get our harvests taken care of. And it's just one example of some of the things we're trying to do now. To attract workers.
You do have to be creative.
Yeah,
right?
you do.
And what's the full? There is a full-time staff too, right?
There is. We have 1,000 full-time employees.
1,000?
1,000 now, yeah. So, we're one of the largest employers in the region. We pay wages of about $75 million a year now. And it's a big operation.
So for the first time, the sugar company, Michigan Sugar, is not going to have a Flegenheimer at the head.
Yeah, that's right.
Mark is retiring out, right?
Mark is retiring. He's been
transitioning, sort of.
He's transitioning. Yeah, he's been with our company for many years, decades. Of course, his father ran the company. His grandfather was chairman of the board. The sugar industry is part of that family's DNA, and Mark is one of the most well-respected CEOs in the state, in the Midwest, in the country. He is a phenomenal asset to our industry, and we're going to miss him. But he is retiring, and we have a search for a new CEO that is ongoing.
So we haven't named one yet.
We haven't named one yet. Nope. So
Mark is there until you find one.
Mark is in place until we find one. Yes.
Mark, you might be working for a while.
Yeah. Yep.
If they like you, they're going to be real slow at finding a new guy. But he's, he is a gem of an individual.
Absolutely.
And,
absolutely. Phenomenal person.
Philanthropist
family.
in all ways. And it's always tough when you have a long family tradition and that comes to a conclusion.
Yeah, absolutely.
You wonder, gee, what's next?
Yeah, absolutely. It's it's a time of change, a time of transition, and what's nice is we've got all kinds of wonderful people in this company from top to bottom, from our growers to our employees to our customers, and it'll be different, but
Yep.
we will find a path forward here.
And lest we forget, those growers are the owners.
They are. They've been the owners since 2002. So we're kind of coming off the end of celebrating 20 years with the growers as the owners.
Is that kind of the way of the world in the sugar industry these days?
It is. It is. In fact, all of the beet processing companies in the United States are cooperatives. So they're all owned by their growers.
They're all owned by their growers.
Yes.
And I mean, it seems to me the advantage to that is it keeps the decision-making local.
Yeah, absolutely. And it also returns the profits locally.
Everything stays local.
Yeah, before our growers owned the company, we were owned by Imperial Sugar Company in Texas. And back in the days of Monitor Sugar Company, which merged with
Australian,
Michigan,
wasn't it?
It was South African.
South African,
yeah,
that's
Durban,
right.
South Africa. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, when you're returning the profits to family farmers, that's a good thing.
Why? I never understood this. Being a New Yorker and growing up in the Bronx, where we didn't have a single ounce of farmland, you have to go to Staten Island to see good farmland. I never understood what drew people to farming.
Oh,
but
yeah,
there is a love of the land, isn't there?
There's a love of the land. There's a love of growing and producing something. There's a certain freedom to it. You're running essentially when you run a family farm, you're running a family business. And that is very special to a lot of people. And in Michigan, our farms are family farms, but a lot of them date back to the mid 1800s, the late 1800s, the early 1900s. We have 6th-generation farms growing beets, so it's a tradition too.
There was a lot of concern that the family farm was becoming passé, so to speak, and that it was disappearing from the face of the earth, but around here anyway, we still have quite a few, don't we?
We do. And it's always interesting when you drive through the countryside and you like the for sale signs on big fields, those pop out to me like, ooh, I wonder who's selling their land now. You can see where legacies have come to the end of the road. There's no one to pass the farm down to. So the land goes up for sale.
Well, and the bad thing is it's not farm anymore. It's going to be housing developments or what have you.
Correct. And I'm not here to say that's a bad thing, but
it's good for the farmer selling the land.
It is. But, farmers feed the world, and we need to respect that.
Let's take a quick break. We'll come back and finish up talking to Mark Fleckenheimer.
Hey, you got a promotion.
Rob Clark from Michigan Sugar here at Zender Snowfest. Underway today, 10 o'clock this morning starts the the All Things Chocolate Bake-Off. And you got to love it, I'll tell you. This baking contest has been going on for a number of years. Before that, it was apples. There'll be music from the Halsey Old Timers around 11:30 today. And the All Things Chocolate Baking Contest is sponsored by Michigan Sugar. Rob Clark sitting right next to me. Right next to me on my right side is Le Creuset and WSGW, and also our friends in Lansing Cars 108 also sponsor the baking contest. As you probably heard throughout the weeks, the international snow carving had to be canceled because of the weather, but they did bring in snow from Traverse City and elsewhere and made some so that they will have children's snow sculpting, and the State of Michigan Snow Sculpting Contest also starts tonight beginning at 6 o'clock over at the Bavarian Inn restaurant. So there are lots of things to do, including the warming tent all weekend. We'll tell you more about those activities as we go on throughout the morning here at Zender's Snowfest. And this is the 32nd year of Snowfest. We will be back with more after these notes.
At Wildfire Credit Union, our team will tell you that everything we do is for our members because it's about you always.
I had a member who had received an email that a reputable company that she works with was going to take a large amount of money out of her account. She was panicked and upset, And I walked her through what she needed to do, told her the exact steps to do, and that I would keep an eye on her account. So she followed all of my instructions to the letter. And then the company that charged her account was aware that it was a scam. And they gladly and apologetically assured her that everything would be just fine and the money would not come out of her account. So she was very grateful.
Saving members money, providing personalized service, going the extra mile. That's Wildfire Credit Union. Find out for yourself. Call, click, or come by any Wildfire location to experience banking the way it's supposed to be, where it's about you, always. Wildfire Credit Union. Distinctively better. Member NCUA Equal Housing Lender.
We live in a world where you can do anything or anyone. But Crypto Carl or Grace the Ghoster? Hard pass. At Match, we believe the most important relationship you have is with yourself. So we say, do you. From self-care to self-love. Doing you is a sign of self-respect. And matching with someone who knows what they want and won't settle for less, that's sexy as hell. Download the Match app and do you. Until you find someone worth doing.
It's Jesse Kelly here. I can't afford to lose 30% of my 401k or IRA again, and I'm assuming you can't either. Call Oxford Gold. Securing your IRA or 401k with real gold and silver is a portfolio protection plan, and Oxford Gold has made it easy as 1, 2, 3. One app, one call, and you pick your precious metals. That's it. You now own precious metals. Call Oxford Gold today to learn more about the 1, 2, 3 protection plan. 833-404-GOLD, 833-404-GOLD.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information. Subscription required.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 90% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to 4hims.com/radio. At Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the biggest brands at 90% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but 90% cheaper. It's the same medication you get from your doctor, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/radio. That's 4hims.com/radio for your free online visit. FORHIMS.com/RADIO.
Art Lewis here for WSGW, inviting you to explore America's last frontier, Alaska, from August 30th to September 10th, 2023. You'll fly from Detroit to Fairbanks for the start of a 12-day land and sea adventure. Ride the stern wheel of discovery as you learn about Alaska's diverse culture and rich history. Then it's on to Denali National Park for a tundra wilderness tour. From Denali, you'll ride a luxury dome rail car to Talkeetna and stay at the Talkeetna Alaskan Lodge. The next day finds you driving to Whittier to board Holland America's New Amsterdam for a 7-night cruise. You'll see Hubbard Glacier, Glacier Bay, plus stops in Skagway, Juneau, and Ketchikan before sailing the Inside Passage to your final destination of Vancouver, BC. Past experience tells us this will sell out fast. For a brochure, send your address to me and I will forward the brochure to you. Send to artlewis@wsgw.com. That's ARTLEWIS at WSGW.com. Alaska is calling.
Check out the WSGW Sports Broadcast page on WSGW.com. Want to know when and which WSGW station you can hear the Tigers, Red Wings, Michigan football and basketball, Saginaw Spirit hockey, and SVSU football? Click on the Sports Broadcast box on WSGW.com.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW from the warming tent at Zender's Snowfest in Frankenmuth, Michigan. Sponsored in part by Michigan Sugar, and sitting with me, Rob Clark from Michigan Sugar. How many, and this again is the agricultural layman in me asking this question, you get a beet out of the ground. How many different products come out of that beet?
Good question. This is a sustainability question. We don't waste any part of that beet, right? So beets are the vegetable with the most sugar, which makes them ideal. They've got about 16% sugar. So we've got that. And then all the pulp from the beet. And we sell that in 3 forms: wet pulp, dried shreds, and then also pellets. And we sell it to the livestock industry, the pet food industry, and the horse racing industry.
Is there nutrition? There must be
There
nutrition.
is, yeah. It's great protein, and of course, animals love it because there's sugar remaining in it.
You haven't extracted all the sugar?
Well, yeah. And then, of course, we have molasses. We don't make food grade molasses at Michigan Sugar. We make livestock grade molasses. And you've probably heard about our big project in Bay City. We're building a $79 million molasses desugarization facility. So what we're going to be able to do is process all of the molasses that is a byproduct, extract up to 80 million additional pounds of sugar from that molasses and sell it as sugar rather as molasses, which will have a $10 to $15 million return to our growers every year in perpetuity.
Wow.
Kind of cool.
And that plant is under construction now?
It's under construction. It's rising in Bay City. So
how long will it take you?
We'll have it operational in spring of 2024. So Pumford Construction is our general contractor. They do a great job, and it's kind of fun watching that rise from the ground.
So what else comes out of it? For example, powdered sugar, brown sugar,
Sure.
all of those things?
Well, so brown sugar is actually just white granulated sugar mixed with molasses. And at Michigan Sugar, we use cane molasses, which has a little less earthy taste. Cane grows above the ground, beets grow below the ground. So brown sugar is just molasses and white granulated sugar. Powdered sugar is white granulated sugar mixed with cornstarch to prevent caking. So that's really what those products are.
Well, it's it's been very beneficial to this region to have that company.
Absolutely.
And the two companies before the merger too.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
It's been very, very, very good indeed. So, best wishes for a good crop.
Yes, thank you.
How's this year look? Look like it'll be good?
Yeah, I mean, we're buzzing along. We've got about 1.5 million tons left to slice. We're expecting to continue slicing to late March, maybe early April. And at the end of the day, we'll have about 1.2 billion pounds of sugar extracted and packaged.
With a B.
With a B.
So what happens in April? You shut down. You're done slicing. The last slice goes off the line.
Yes.
What happens?
Yeah, then we enter what we call our inter-campaign. And this is when the factories, we have 4 factories, Bay City, Caro, Croswell, and Sebring. And the factories get torn apart. Things get fixed. Things get cleaned. Things get repaired.
That takes all summer, doesn't it?
It takes all summer, and actually the longer we have to do it to prepare for the next campaign, the better.
Which explains why you have 1,000 employees.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, summer is, from a beet slicing standpoint is slow, but we're still selling sugar. We're still moving it. We're bringing it out of the silos, still packing it, still trucking it all over the place, and the factories are getting taken apart and put back together.
Well, Rob, thanks for spending some time with us this morning, and thanks for co-sponsoring the All Things Chocolate Bake-Off with us.
It is our pleasure. Thank you, Art.
Rob Clark from Michigan Sugar. We thank him for his time this morning. We'll take a break. And when we come back after the 10 o'clock news this morning, we're going to be talking to John Shelton here at Snowfest.
Cool in the Gang, March 18th at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort.
Oh, yes, it's ladies' night. Oh, what a night.
Tickets start at $40 and are on sale now at the Soaring Eagle box office and etix.com. Bring in the party. Get down on Cool in the Gang, March 18th at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. Party hard, throw down harder. More at SoaringEagleCasino.com.
It could be the best years of your life. In retirement, you'll finally get to do what you want to do, but you have to plan for it. Start by tuning into Mindy and Nolan McIntosh of McIntosh and Associates every Sunday at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Make retirement the best time of your life. Tune in Sundays at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
The WSGW Morning Team.
On The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. Tom Hanks was a guest.
the iconic actor, filmmaker, and much more, Tom Hanks. During part of the interview, it came out that Tom Hanks apparently is responsible for something that's trending in some ways of a drink that is given to Tom Hanks inventing. He says it happened over the holidays. Tom Hanks says, I'm not a big drinker, so I usually have a Diet Coke. He says, but I was at an occasion and there was champagne. And I said, well, give me a shot of that champagne for crying out loud. And Hanks took it and put that shot of champagne into his Diet Coke. Hanks says it was delicious, and he says Diet Cocaine. Go champagne. Diet
Champagne,
Diet Cocaine.
I already know what my reaction would be.
Oh.
Bad.
Tom Hanks would never lead us astray, right?
He's one of our bosom buddies. No.
Very nice.
Nice.
Very nicely played. 2/3 Diet Coke and 1 shot of champagne. And there you go.
Charlie, Denise, and Pat, the morning team, 5:30 to 9 on WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here at Zender's Snowfest, the 32nd year for this great event. After the 10 o'clock news, coming up here at the top of the hour, we'll talk to John Shelton from Zender's about the Snowfest. In the meantime, stick around for the news from CBS, the local report with Michael Perchip, and then we will be back with more.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. President Biden is scheduled to speak on Ukraine at noon. He could announce the U.S. will follow Germany's lead and send tanks in to help fight the war with Russia. Correspondent Cammie McCormick reports.
Germany will initially provide 14 of its Leopard 2 tanks, and other European countries which have them will deliver some as well. It could take months, but Germany says it will begin training Ukrainian tank crews right away. The U.S. is expected to announce today it will send M1 Abrams tanks. While the Ukrainians have been supplied with Soviet-era tanks, these will be the first of the more modern Western-designed tanks.
Pope Francis is speaking out against criminalizing homosexuality.
Ser homosexual no es un delito.
Reporter Sabina Castelfranco is in Rome.
Pope Francis says that laws that criminalize homosexuality are unjust and acknowledge that there are Catholic bishops in some parts of the world that support such laws. In an interview with the Associated Press, the Pope said God loves all children just as they are and urged bishops to welcome LGBTQ people into the church.
The same weather system that spawned more than a dozen tornadoes along the Texas Gulf Coast is moving east. Correspondent Janet Shamlian is near Houston, where one twister tore apart homes and buildings.
Schools in this community, Deer Park, will be closed today. That's a function of the power outages and the road closures here. And the Weather Service will be on the ground looking at the damage to determine the strength of the tornado.
Vice President Harris is scheduled to meet with relatives of victims of the dance club massacre in Monterey Park, California today. Yet Saguchi attended a memorial last night in her hometown.
We were shocked, but we were proud of the way the community has reacted. Just have come here to support our families.
11 people were killed Saturday night before the suspect shot and killed himself. Officials in New England have uncovered a huge home arsenal. CBS's Jim Krasula.
38-year-old Ronald Andrewchuk has pleaded guilty to lying to federal authorities about his drug use when he bought weapons. The Providence, Rhode Island man had more than 200 guns and thousands of rounds of ammunition in his home. Police first went to his house nearly a year ago after neighbors complained about gunfire.
On Wall Street, stocks lower after the open as corporate earnings pour in, but no sign of technical problems following the New York Stock Exchange. Says it was a mistake triggering a sell short restriction yesterday. Right now, the Dow's down 324, S&P off 56. Microsoft, by the way, says Teams, Outlook, Azure, and Xbox Live services all stable right now. This is CBS News.
This winter, there are now updated COVID-19 booster shots designed for recent Omicron variants. Learn more and schedule your updated booster at vaccines.gov. Sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech.
Hometown feel and big-time winning. That's Saginaw Eagles Landing, the place where everyone greets you with smile after smile. In the casino, at the restaurants, or in the hotel. This is a getaway that makes you feel right at home. We've got hundreds of slots, great food, and a comfy place to stay. So come on in and see what the good times are all about. Saginaw Eagles Landing Casino and Hotel. Real fun, real friendly. Visit sagging-eagleslanding.com for complete rules and details.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender by Norton is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. 800-401-6681. That's 800-401-6681.
Hello, this is Joe Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is a firm that practices family law exclusively. We focus on only one area of the law to maximize our strength and effectiveness as advocates for clients that have everything on the line: their homes, retirement, savings, and most importantly, their children. We're the partner our clients count on. If we can be of help to you, give us a call.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Detroit area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor. CordellCordell.com.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Snowy skies and 31 degrees at 10:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Percha. An 18-month-old boy reportedly kidnapped by his own mother has been found safe. Wyatt Thompson, a ward of the state, was having a supervised visit with 40-year-old Janelle Bunstead on Monday when she allegedly left the area of 111 East Court Street in Flint with the boy. A police search over the course of 2 days determined their whereabouts. Circumstances regarding the finding of the boy are unknown. The Genesee County Prosecutor's Office will determine if charges will be filed against the woman. 24-year-old Malik Hart has been waiting nearly 3 years to go to trial on charges connected to the murder of a 16-year-old. Jury selection began today in Saginaw County in the slaying of Datavion Favorite, who was reportedly shot to death on the city's east side February 1st, 2020. Police say Hart faces open murder, felony firearm, and carrying a concealed weapon charges stemming from his arrest on the February 22nd of that year. Hart is accused of shooting Favorite after an altercation over a robbery. If convicted, he faces up to life in prison. Snow is expected in parts of Michigan today, and Zender's Snowfest just happens to be getting underway in Frankenmuth. Chairman John Shelton says it's been too warm for them to make snow for the snow sculpture competitions, so they've had to truck in snow from Grayling.
Thursday, we have our state competition continuing. We kick off our high school competition. That concludes on Friday.
Shelton says there's a chocolate baking contest today, ice sculptures, carnival rides, live bands, a petting zoo, and pony rides. There are fireworks on Friday and Saturday nights, and the festival runs through Sunday. WSGW News Time, 10:07.
This is the Michigan Corn Connection with board member Randy Paul of the Corn Marketing Program of Michigan.
Some of the great accomplishments that the corn marketing program has had is ethanol. A third of our crop goes to ethanol. Our exports have just continued to grow. That has been a great thing, not just for the grain side of it, but also for the meat. We export a lot of meat overseas, and for every dollar that we invest, we get about $24 back. So that's a great investment. We advocate for the farmers in the international trade. Some of the educational things for the farmers, just hopefully learn more with research. We work with MSU and other industry leaders and working on tire spot and other current issues. We can stretch our dollars with a strong checkoff program. We can go forward and continue to grow the corn market. And I don't know where you can get a better value for only checking off 1 cent per bushel to help sustain your own business.
The Corn Marketing Program of Michigan is in its 30th year. Find out more at micorn.org.
WSGW News Time, 10:08. The weather forecast is coming up. An Eaton County man is facing several charges after allegedly stealing 2 trucks from a landscaping business in Springfield, then leading police on a chase through 3 counties. The 45-year-old man got into a fight with the owner of Gardner Brothers Lawn and Landscape in Springfield before driving off in one of their trucks, crashing it through a garage door. He led police into Berry County and was stopped, but put the truck in reverse, almost hitting a Calhoun County deputy's vehicle before taking off again. The man from Bellevue led police into Eaton County where the chase ended, and the man was arrested. A Michigan health professional is speaking out on how to keep children safe around gas stoves. Michigan News Network's Luke Sloan has this.
In Metro Detroit, roughly 50% of households use gas stoves. Yet, the United States Consumer Product Safety Commission is now considering a ban on them, citing that they pose a hidden health hazard, particularly for young children. A study published in the International Journal of Environmental Research and Public Health estimates that just over 12% of current childhood asthma in the U.S. can be attributed to gas stove use. But if you have a gas stove, there are some options to keep children safe without just getting rid of it. Dr. Milan Hahn is chief of the Division of Pulmonary and Critical Care at the University of Michigan. She says steps that can be taken to limit risk include using your range hood whenever you cook, opening windows in your kitchen when the weather is good, not turning the stove on unless you're cooking, and keeping kids away from the stove when it's on. I'm Luke Sloan for the Michigan News Network.
It appears travelers are ready to set sail. Based on a new survey from AAA, 52% of U.S. adults are just as likely or more likely to consider taking a cruise vacation than they were before the pandemic. That number's up from 45% a year ago. Topping the list of most popular ships, according to AAA, are contemporary, family-friendly, and luxury cruises, but smaller ships, such as those that provide river cruises, are gaining popularity. WSGW News Time 1010. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. We'll see periods of snow showers here for today with total daytime accumulation of 1 to 2 inches here possible. Cloudy skies with temperatures holding rather steady. Northeast winds of 5 to 15 miles per hour, gusting as high as 25. Then for tonight, a good chance for snow showers, another inch possible to accumulate. Cloudy and a low near 26. Thursday, cloudy skies, a high of 31 degrees. Then by Friday, mostly cloudy and breezy. We'll see high around 33. Saturday, mostly cloudy, high of 26 degrees. Sunday, chance for snow, cloudy, high of 26. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Currently, it's 30.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com. The Art Lewis Show is presented by Westside Decorating Center.
And indeed, welcome back here to the Art Lewis Show, coming to you from the 32nd annual version of Zender's Snowfest in Frankenmuth. We're in the big warming tent, and we say good morning to all of you. Welcome to hour number 2 of the show today, kicking off Snowfest 2023. And with us from Zenders, we say good morning to John Shelton. John, good morning to you.
Art, good morning to you. Happy Snowfest to you.
Yep, same to you. And I know it is happy because, you know, we came through the pandemic and everything. Snowfest returns, and unfortunately, Mother Nature wasn't as kind to you this year.
No,
but still, you're going to get a lot of folks out here for Snowfest.
Oh, we think so.
It's a big event.
Yes, thank you very much. And on your first point, I've been reflecting back off this is our 32nd year, and I guess if you do something long enough, anything can happen. So this was the first year that Mother Nature wasn't kind. Where we've always just needed cold temperatures because we make our own snow, but you know, it's been mild and low 40s,
40s
all month long, and so we were able to make snow about 2 weekends ago for about 30 hours. That gave us enough snow for the state competition across at the Bavarian Inn. But unfortunately, we just kind of realized we're not going to have enough snow to do the world-class competition.
They use double blocks.
They use the double blocks, and it just takes so much of our inventory. And so we realized that, and we had to just make that call. And so because you have people coming from all over the United States to participate
the world.
And the world. We had Argentina, but they ended up going to a show in Minnesota. We called Isabel, who lives in Mexico. She understood. And so we made the call to cancel the world-class division. And Then we now say, well, we got to get the high school going.
Right.
And we want to do the children's one, but we had no snow. So we actually ended up having it hauled in from Grayling. So when
I heard that.
Yeah, we
going,
did.
You got to be kidding
no,
me.
we did. I can give you a price on that after the show if you ever need snow.
Oh, thank you.
But what happened was when we got all that rain last week in the West Branch, and they got maybe 2 or 4 inches, and so I just kind of floated it out there with Scott Sabgas, who does our setup for Snowfest, and he actually just called. How it happened real quick. He called the company that provides our sand for the fortress, who's up in the West Branch Grayling area. There's a quarry up there where we get the sand from. And he called somebody he knew that has the contract to the airport up there, got in hold of him, and they said, yeah, we can do that for you. And we actually had 4 truckloads brought in. The first one came a week ago, last Saturday, and 2 on Sunday and 1 on Monday. And that gave us enough snow for the high school and the children's division.
Did they bring them down in dump trucks?
Yeah,
or?
big dump to the 2
big dumpsters.
Yeah, it was
double bottom.
Double bottom. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was pretty cool. I have a picture of it. Yeah, we posted it on Snowfest social media. The snow is here. There comes the inventory. And now, with the forecast today, we've got some snow in the forecast. Obviously, more.
Well, now you're going to get colder weather.
Yeah,
too.
to the south of us. So the snow we're having now is just giving us that ambiance for Snowfest. So what we did, we replaced the snow with the world class with more ice. So it's going to be a great show. And so we're really looking forward to it. But yeah, Mother Nature made us to kind of go to plan B and plan C. So, but hey, I always said, as long as you have a plan, you can make it work. So we did.
And Snowfest is, there's a lot more to it than just snow.
Correct.
I mean, you got the whole town of Frankenmuth is your playground, really, when you come here for Snowfest. And, of course, the restaurant. I mean, what would this be without Zenders? I mean, I can't imagine Frankenmuth without Zenders.
Well, thank you. That's very kind of you. I can't imagine it either. I don't want to imagine it, but it's just not Frankenmuth. I mean, Zenders. I think all of the businesses, because of the sense of cooperation that I've come to know and love since I've been here, is what makes Frankenmuth special and unique. So it's not just Zenders. It's not just the Bavarian Inn. It's everybody pitching in together, making this a destination where people feel welcome, where people enjoy themselves, and where people want to come back.
How long have you been at Zenders and part of the family?
I'm starting my 31st year. Okay, that was before.
I love to make people feel older.
No, that was before child labor laws.
Yeah.
So I mean, I was grandfathered in. So no, yeah, because I was here for a year, and then this is our 32nd Snowfest, and I was just naive, thinking like, well, why can't we have business in the wintertime? And everybody was like, well, no, this is the wintertime. You have to cut your expenses. And I just came from a different point of view. And, guy Pete Rumsey and Bill Doring that were doing snow sculpting on the Ojibwe Island. It's where I connected with them. And Bill had opened up a business in town, and he approached us and basically said, hey, we need about $30,000, but we can get about 90,000 people here. And I didn't believe the 90,000 people part, but I knew the 30,000 was concrete because that's what they were asking for. But we took a risk, and we just said to ourselves, if we would have been happy with 5,000 people.
So you got 100, right?
We had about
more.
90,000 people. Got our butts kicked. We were so understaffed. I mean, we just didn't see it. And then, but once it happened, I knew we had something special. And I'll never forget my kids were obviously very young. I think they were 3 and 4 at the time, and they were complaining because we were just looking at snow and ice. We had 9 ice carvings that John Zender got his ACF buddies covered. We had 9 ice carvings, like you would say at a wedding buffet or something like that. And people were just gawking at it.
I remember that.
But my kids kept complaining that they were cold. And so for some reason, this light bulb went off, like saying the 2 things I said. Well, I'm sure I'm not the only parent dealing with a whiny kid right now. And how do I handle that? And I knew I had to entertain them. And that's how the fireworks, and that's why the petting zoo, and that's why the pony rides.
It became a festival.
It became a festival because I needed to figure out how do I entertain kids. And if I knew if I could keep kids happy, I was keeping mom and dad happy.
So it really was an evolution.
Yes, it was.
From the first ice block right up through today.
I mean, so for this year's Snowfest, we're probably going to have about 150 ice carvings throughout town. We have 20 snow blocks for our state competition at the Bavarian Inn, and we have 16 high school teams over at River Place. And then we're going to do, we did have just enough snow. I mean, it was at the last scraping to do a couple little small exhibition pieces.
That's
yeah,
good.
it's going to be
Yeah.
John Martinez. They were John Martinez, who lives in the area, and Steve Hargash, who helps runs our kids division. They are local, so I thought we might have enough snow, so I reached out to them. I was like, hey, I'm going to keep your room for you.
So
If
these
it
big
hap-
block or
They're 10 by 10 by 10.
10 by 10 by 10.
10 by 10 by 10.
Yeah.
Okay, it's what they're so it's half of the double block.
Right.
So it's like, okay, we're going to give.
But they can still do a nice piece.
They're
out
going
of
to be a
that,
very nice
so,
piece.
yeah.
So they're going to actually John's team is going to start, and it's all his family. I believe it's him and his 3 kids that do the work, and they do great work. And so they'll be starting that today.
All right, let me take a break here, John. We'll come back and talk more. But during this break, I want to talk about Snowfest. Funny thing about that, 32 years this winter festival's been going on. Fun for the whole family. And today is the All Things Chocolate Baking Contest, which I MC this afternoon. And it starts actually, they'll be coming in here. They're starting to arrive already. There's 3 categories, cookies and brownies and cakes. A whole team of judges throughout the day and lots of wonderful, wonderful prizes. Also going on, ice carving exhibition, professional ice exhibition, children's snow sculpting, state of Michigan snow sculpting, and of course this big warming tent that we are in. Now our chocolate baking contest this afternoon is sponsored by our friends at Michigan Sugar, Le Creuset, who's right next to me, WSGW Radio, and also our friends from Lansing, Cars 108. And it's always a good time and wonderful, wonderful things. Also this morning, lots of kids arriving at the warming tent and lots of activities for youngsters today. It goes on through the weekend. Come on out, see the various exhibitions, the various shows in the tent. And I should take a look because I know that that there are some really great musical things coming up. And Saturday is I can't find it on here, John.
The Rock Show.
The Rock Show. Where is that?
The Rock Show
Show me
Saturday. You have we have the patriotic concert. The
Right,
338th
that's the one I was
Army
looking for.
Band.
Right.
Okay, and then also we have a group called the Sauce Cats. That's in
Oh,
the
yeah.
afternoon. Yeah, remember they're back.
Sure, they're back.
The band is
I
back.
thought they did.
They did. Jake and Elroy came back.
Are you kidding me?
That's Kim Brodigam, who's
I
a
got to come
local
over and
Franklin-
see that.
Yeah,
when
they're-
is that?
That's Saturday afternoon.
No kidding.
Yeah, 'cause I
Are
keep
they
joking.
back just for this, or are they back?
I think they're back. Yeah, the band got back together, Art. Okay, I mean, this is vintage now.
Oh, my
In
goodness.
fact, they used that with the early years of Snowfest. I'm going to say the first 10 years, they were the headliners. They put on a great show.
They put on a fabulous
They put
show.
on a
I mean,
great
it's
show.
wonderful.
Yeah, the band is back. So,
All right.
yeah, so we're looking forward to that.
It's all here at Zender's Snowfest, the 2023 edition, the 32nd annual edition of Zender's Snowfest. We'll be back with John after these notes.
Attention business owners. Stop throwing your hard-earned money away on rent. Imagine owning your own building and saving thousands every year. Sound impossible? Not if you use General Steel. General Steel can help you save thousands by owning your own custom-designed building. Just call 888-74-STEEL or visit mygeneralsteel.com to see how much money you can save with General Steel. Our buildings come with a 50-year warranty, and thousands of companies, from Fortune 500 corporations to startups, have trusted the General with their building needs.
If you need to expand or start a new business, you really need General Steel.
I'm very impressed with General Steel. Everyone's been extremely helpful. I'd recommend General Steel to anyone looking to build a steel building.
Stop wasting money on rent. Call 888-74-STEEL. That's 888-74-STEEL. Or visit mygeneralsteel.com to find out about all our popular quick construction kits, including a 40 by 60 foot building or a 50 by 100 clear span building. Just call 888-747-8335 now or mygeneralsteel.com.
I'm Neil Cavuto. This is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks opened sharply lower. Microsoft is weighing on Wall Street after it reported weaker growth in the recent quarter, and it offered a cautious forecast for its business. The stock is down 3.5%. Alphabet shares are down 2% after the Justice Department sued its Google unit, accusing it of antitrust violations in digital advertising. Tesla shares are down nearly 2%. The company reports earnings after the Wall Street close, and it is planning to spend $3.6 billion to expand its Nevada Gigafactory. Boeing lost money in its recent quarter. Its stock opened down 3%. Wall Street was expecting profit from the aviation giant. AT&T reported a better than expected quarter. Its stock's up 4%. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
Democrats predicted an end to high inflation, but nothing has changed. In fact, food and housing prices are still going higher. Hi, this is Stephen K. Bannon, and I urge you to protect your savings from inflation by diversifying into a physical gold IRA from Birch Gold Group. To see how it works, simply text the word SHELTER to 989898, and you'll get a free info kit on gold IRAs that will explain everything. Again, that's SHELTER to 989898. There's no obligation or purchase required.
You might get wireless data everywhere, but do you have to use it all the time? If that's not really you, there's TracFone. You can get the same nationwide 5G coverage as big carriers, but you pick a plan that you need for a lot less. Unlimited talk and text plans start at $15 a month, no contract. And now you can get the Samsung Galaxy A03s for just $49.99. TracFone. Now you're in control. While supplies last, 1 month equals 30 days. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
Your WSGW morning team.
The WSW Online polled about fireworks in Michigan. There is a proposal in the Michigan Senate to allow communities to tighten fireworks laws. Independence Day fireworks, specifically, could be reduced from June 29th through July 4th to just July 3rd and 4th. And on Memorial Day, there could be end times, reducing fireworks allowed until 11:45 to just 11 o'clock. And the proposal would double fines for violators.
We have neighbors that think that fireworks go all the way from Memorial Day through
Labor Day.
the week after Labor Day.
So the poll question we offer is to use this. Would you support allowing communities to reduce some of the current fireworks regulations? It's a yes. It's a no. It's an I'm not sure.
I think I know how Denise is going to vote on this one.
Especially with our neighbors. Oh my gosh.
You head online to WSW.com. You scroll down the homepage and find the online poll box and make your vote that way.
Charlie, Denise, and Pat, your morning team. 5:30 to 9 on WSGW.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robbins show.
All right, let's make this easier. Who didn't steal classified documents?
Herbert Hoover. I'm sure he's clean.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790.
All right, we are back. Terry Henney sitting in for Art Lewis here for a couple of moments. I guess John Shelton, they were needing him up front to supervise.
Yeah, I think he's about to get ready to play his MC role for the All Things Chocolate Baking Contest.
Yeah, boy, that, every year we seem to have such a great turnout for that.
It's, people, I get questions like, well, do we think we need it? I go, yeah, I think we need to continue to do it because you're absolutely right. People, a different segment of the Snowfest attendees like that, and we want to make sure we provide something for everyone. And I think it's a great way to kick off Snowfest, to be honest. It helps us get acclimated to get ready for, obviously, the bigger crowds coming this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So you got to start somewhere. And why not with cookies, brownies, and cakes?
I can't think of a better way to start. Can you?
No. Now, I'm going to be complaining that I got to go to the gym next week, but hey.
Oh, hey, sacrifice. Now, quite frankly, all the exercise you're getting in for shoveling all that snow from Grayling.
I didn't have to do it, but it was great that we were able to connect with I think it was called Milliken Trucking and Excavating Company out of Grayling, who our setup director for Snowfest, Scott Sabgash, in his real life, he's our golf course superintendent. And he connected with the company that we get our sand from for the fortress, for the sand traps. And that individual knew of this company.
Yeah.
And we made contact and negotiated a few important points for them. And they said, yeah, we can do it. So we had our first truckload delivered last Saturday. And
quite frankly, I think the people in Buffalo would have probably given just about any ounce of snow.
I'm from Buffalo.
Yes.
But, that snow is gone. that with the blizzard.
It's hard to believe
when
that much snow could go.
They got rain.
Yeah.
Rain just eats that right away. So they had like 2 days of like really hard rain and warm weather. So very similar to what we were dealing with.
Yeah.
And so, but no, that was quite the tragedy. Unfortunately, my mom and my sister lost power for like 3 days, but fortunately they had a gas stove, so they were able to still cook. And
Yeah.
But I believe 42 people passed away.
Yes.
And so So,
that was something.
it was a tragedy. But that's Buffalonians are we're real resilient people.
Boy, I'm telling you.
So
and the most recent situation with the Bills.
Yeah, with
all the adversity going on.
Damar
there.
Hamlin and that situation,
Wow.
I give the organization a lot of credit. It tells you the importance of having good leaders, and that the way that the owners, the Pagulas, the general manager Bean, and the head coach McDermott handled that along with the players. That's traumatic, and to see a healthy young man, 24 years old, go down, and just a testament to the trainers and the importance of having AEDs. And interesting, they just had something I was watching on TV. The number of high school kids that have passed away. I forget a guy. I think he's out of Minnesota. I apologize. His name escapes me. But they showed a young lady, high school volleyball player, who went into cardiac arrest, just collapsed, but they had an AED. They knew where it was at. And 24 years old right now, and has a family. And so she was telling her story. But then there was also stories of where they had an AED on the premise of the high school, but it wasn't near the athletic facilities, and it took too long to get it. And two examples that didn't make it because time is of essence. So, it's just like I said. I just think that you have to prepare. And
you do
have a plan, and you have to give. Obviously, the NFL has a plan, but they have the resources to do the plan. Everybody doesn't have the same resources of a billion organization like the NFL is, but the importance of AEDs. We have them. We know where they're located. We have one right off the main kitchen, and we have one in the marketplace. So things happen. We have a lot of people that come through our building. The majority of our management team is trained in CPR training. We have 940 employees, so it's very important to us to make sure that we try to do whatever we can to not only make our employees safe at all times, but the people that come and visit us. And so we're prepared. And so we don't think anything's going to happen, obviously, over the next weekend. But when you have this weekend, I should say, during Snowfest, but when you anticipate, 80 to 100,000 people, anything can happen. So the city's prepared. We're prepared. And I think that's what makes us a little bit unique in the sense of Frankenmuth. We are very good of handling volume, whether it's in food or whether it's in people. And we understand the importance of making sure safety is first and foremost. And one of the things I give the city credit to, Bridget Smith, our city manager, I think just right during COVID, right after COVID, the first event we had after COVID, you think about it, you're hearing all about, terrorists and the cars. So that's why you see these cement blocks now by the barricades, is to prevent a car driving, when you're seeing like a car driving through a parade and stuff. We took steps to try to, as much as we can, prevent things like that happening. We want people to come here and enjoy themselves. It's amazing how you go home, unfortunately, and you hear of another tragedy on the news. And we're not naive. It can happen anywhere, okay? But we try to do our best in planning and preparing for what if. And if that unfortunately does happen, at least you know how to, hopefully, that you're prepared and you've trained enough to react to it in a positive manner. And that's just what happened with the Hamlin situation. They were prepared, they dealt with it, and saved the guy's life. So,
what's amazing to me is how many people you have go through the restaurant here.
Oh, about a million.
Any given weekend.
Only weekend, but we annually serve almost 1 million people. So that's a lot of people.
Where does that put you?
We've ranked. We're usually in they do it by revenue, and it's by your average check. But we've in the top 25. We were in the top 5 for years in the United States, and we are the largest family-owned independent restaurant in the United States. We seat 1,500 people at one time, and busy time in the fourth quarter, holiday season, Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving's our busiest day of the year.
I was just going to ask you.
Thanksgiving
Day itself.
Yeah, you've been here many times. You've experienced it, Terry.
I've reserved my table a year ahead.
It's amazing. So you're one of those guests that do that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's amazing. I can tell you, Thanksgiving Day for Thanksgiving 2024, I think we had about 500 people on the books already. And those are people that were just there that day, like, okay, put me down for next year. So then obviously we do, but we then, as we get closer, we got to follow up. Like, is Terry still coming? Is Terry still with
coming
us?
next year? Speaking of coming, Art Lewis is back from his little duty of taking care of things out front. We'll be back with him and John Shelton here at Snowfest. But first, these notes.
Cool in the Gang, March 18th at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort.
Oh, yes, it's ladies' night. Oh, what a night.
Tickets start at $40 and are on sale now at the Soaring Eagle box office and etix.com. Bring in the party. Get down on Cool in the Gang, March 18th at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. Party hard, throw down harder. More at SoaringEagleCasino.com.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender by Norton is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. 800-401-6681. That's 800-401-6681.
Eric was way behind on his taxes.
I owed a lot of money to the IRS, almost $15,000. I tried to make payments.
The IRS wasn't satisfied with Eric's efforts, so they came after him full force.
They're coming to put a lien and a hold on all my income, my home, my car. I was just overwhelmed at what to do.
Then Eric called Optima Tax Relief.
When Optima Tax got involved, the calls would stop, the threats would stop. It was easy like 1, 2, 3.
Optima Tax Relief is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, and their team of expert tax professionals took care of Eric's problem.
I owe $15,000, and now my debt is clean. I don't owe anything.
Take Eric's advice.
If you have a tax problem, you need to call Optima Tax now.
Call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Science proves quality sleep is vital to your mental, emotional, and physical health. The Sleep Number 360 smart bed senses your movements and automatically adjusts to help keep you both effortlessly comfortable. And it's temperature balancing, so you stay cool. So you're at your best for yourself and those you care about most. Life-changing sleep, only from Sleep Number. And now save $1,000 on the Sleep Number 360 Special Edition smart bed Queen, only $19.99, plus special financing, only for a limited time. To learn more, go to sleepnumber.com. Special financing subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
Attention hunters, gun collectors, and firearm enthusiasts. The Bay City Gun and Knife Show will be held this Sunday, January 29th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the DoubleTree Hotel. Admission is just $6 for adults. Children 14 and under are free. Dealers and collectors from across Michigan will be on hand buying, selling, and trading firearms, knives, ammunition, military items, sports collectibles, and much more. Need cash? Bring in your old U.S., German, or Japanese military relics, as representatives from the Michigan Traveling Military Museum will be there paying top dollar for collectible firearms, swords, and daggers. Sunday at the DoubleTree will be your chance to pick up that special firearm, knife, or similar item you've always wanted. What a great day to get out of the house following the recent winter weather and enjoy looking over all that'll be on display. It all happens this Sunday, January 29th at the Bay City Gun and Knife Show at the DoubleTree Hotel in Bay City. Hours are 9 to 3. For more information or directions, go to www.gunshowtrader.com. Don't miss it.
Hi, WSGW listeners. I'm Mitch with Paintball Express on Bay Road in Saginaw. We're a minor collision body shop that also specializes in rust proofing, full-service detailing, ceramic coating, and we're also a retailer of Jax Wax and Rupes detail products. We want to offer you the chance to have Paintball bring your vehicle back to new. So we're giving away a complete inside and outside detail package to one lucky WSGW listener. This will include a full-service interior detail, steam clean, shampoo, exterior wash, synthetic wax, engine bay, wheel wells, wheels, and tires all cleaned and dressed, and so much more. For your chance to win, enter online at WSGW.com. Scroll down to the Paint Bowl box where you can enter once a day, as well as look over all the rules and details. Entry deadline is Thursday, January 26th at midnight. A random drawing will determine the winner. Again, I'm Mitch with Paint Bowl. Come see us on Bay Road Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Enter the contest online at WSGW.com. Thank you.
The WSGW Broadcasting Studios are sponsored by the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom and Design Center in Midland.
Welcome back. We are here at Zender's Snowfest 2023. This is the 32nd, believe it or not, 32nd annual edition. And we are talking to John Shelton from Zender's. John, I want to just move away from Snowfest just for a minute, because Zender's restaurant, and I know you were talking to Terry a little bit about this, has always been, if not the biggest, certainly one of the biggest family-owned restaurants in the United States. How has the restaurant business changed? You've been at it now 30 some odd years. What have you seen?
Well, let's talk post-COVID, okay, for the first thing, and then we'll go back a little bit. Staffing has been the biggest challenge for the industry itself. Lately, you're dealing with food costs, that margin, managing that. That's been the biggest difference. Prior, my early years of working here at the restaurant, and I've always never thought I've worked at the restaurant because we have so much.
Well, yeah,
but that was
the company.
But that was the core. I mean, that was driving everything we're doing, and that's what allowed us to do a Splash Village to become the reality. That's what allowed us to have a Fortress become a reality. So back, it's a little bit. People have changed. I think people were back in the early years of my experience were, I don't want to say more dedicated, but more held to be accountable for what
work ethic.
Yeah. It's just different. Okay, and I'm not saying it's good or bad. It's just different from, I'm a baby boomer, so my experiences are a little bit different than maybe say a millennial. And I'm not saying that's right or wrong. It's just my experience versus somebody else. But yeah, I just think that we weren't worried about green space or saving the planet too much. When I was a kid, my dad was more worried about putting food on the table and going to work,
right?
Making sure that his kids had clothes and making sure that they were educated, that they could perhaps have a better life. So it's just like the middle. Back then I grew up in more of a manufacturing economy. I'm not originally from here, but I have a lot of friends who grew up in this area now, and they can recall, that their parents worked for GM, or they worked for Ford, or they worked manufacturing, and you made a good living for yourself, and you could take care of your family. So that's become harder.
What would you tell other companies about staffing? You guys are full. And how did you do that in this day and age?
It's something that just didn't happen overnight. Okay. And I think that, we've always said we are a family, serving families and working with families. There's always a joke. There's a sign that clean up in our dining room, in the employee dining room area, like clean up after yourself. Your mom probably works here. So we have like fourth generation family members. We have fourth generation customers. We have fourth generation employees. So you have a lot of aunts, cousins, and so there's an expectation that, hey, grandma worked here and she did such a good job, and you got to do a good job. So, it all boils down to art. And I'm not saying that people that are struggling with staffing hasn't done that, but it's how you treat people. And so from day one, we've always made sure that we try to do what's in best interest of not only the customers, but our employees. You have external and you have internal. So we try to make it right. So, and during COVID, we made a conscious decision. We had no really revenue coming in, but we took care of the management team. We took care of the core people that helped make this our success, and they appreciated that. And so it's a matter of then we had a very, very successful referral program where we were paying employees incentives that to bring people in, and the longer they stayed, the more that incentive increased. That
You
was
had to
very,
get
very-
creative.
You have to get creative. You have to think out of the box. And then we would just, I have to give credit to our human resources department because they drove that. That was their thing that, hey, how do we get back to where we need to be? And we just were very fortunate to, obviously people, pricing was a big, not an obstacle, but it's like, here's what the market says. So you have to be willing to say, we got to pay what the market price is today. And so you wanted to, the biggest thing for us was like, let's retain the people we have.
It seems to me, John, and it's always seemed this way about Frankenmuth, that when you come into Zender's restaurant, you're coming into the family. We say it's a family business, but it's really a lot more because that represents the attitude of the family, doesn't it?
Yeah, and people are surprised sometimes when I say people, customers, to see family members right there rolling up their sleeves. And to us, that's just kind of natural. We always do that. I've always told my sales team, I'm not going to ask you to do something I'm not willing to do. So that's just kind of the attitude. You see Bill Paulberg, president of our company, and he's always done it. He enjoys it, but you'll see him working the line.
We were here a while back. We came with the friends of ours for dinner. And in the dining room at the hostess station, there was Bill with one of the hostesses working the station.
Yeah.
And walking around and saying hi to people and working though. But
he'll get you seated.
I even saw him clean a table.
Oh yeah, my wife does that. Al likes to be in the kitchen, making sure that they're expediting well, and because his dad did that. So
how has it changed? I have to ask this question: how has it changed when John Zender retired?
Well, John,
he left a great legacy.
Yeah, and then see that what's in part when you start looking at succession planning. And what John did through the ACF, he always made sure our staff, our culinary team was well educated, certified, and gave them opportunities to grow and learn. And so he just kind of oversaw that. So when he left, it was like, okay, well, the blueprint's here.
Yep.
Okay, you already have that. And so, then you bring in different personalities.
How many people did it take to do his job?
Well, but to his credit, I mean, it wasn't like, he just, boom, I'm gone.
Right.
So it was a process.
It was transition.
It was a transition. And so, sometimes you're not fortunate to be able to have that happen. We were. But that's the whole thing with succession planning. I'm not going to be here forever. Al's not going to be here forever. My wife, Martha's not going to be here forever. And neither will be Susie. But we have family. You met my nephew, Chris, just now.
Yep.
And actually, Chris is kind of he's our assistant IT manager, and he oversees our social media. And I have a daughter that works for her in that business.
The other thing that's always impressed me about the families here in Frankenmuth, the youngsters don't come in and start at the top. They start at the bottom. They learn every job. They work their way up. And by the time they get to an executive position, they understand.
Yeah, they're very well educated, well versed, and understand. Now, a perfect example. We always joke. Al and Susan just celebrated their 50th anniversary as employees. Al always liked to say he's worked here longer, but they didn't always pay him. Yeah. But he can remember as a kid, at maybe 11, 12, 13 years old, mopping the kitchen floor.
Yep.
And we have employees who remember that. Or their parents or grandparents worked there. Like, yeah, we remember. I have employees tell me, I remember your wife was like 7, 8 years old and running around here and helping out her mom doing things. And, now I have people telling me, I guess I'm aging myself. I have people telling me, oh, I remember your daughter, Olivia, when she was just this little girl. And now Olivia is one of our sales managers doing well. And my son, Nick, runs the golf course. So we're very blessed to have the kids willing to be in the business and make it grow and continue. But it's just not our immediate family. It's all of our management team and make them feel welcome and make them feel that what they do, there's no job that's not important at Zender's. And so we try to keep that going for them.
We are here at Zender Snowfest, 32nd annual. I want to talk, we'll take a break when we come back. I want to talk about a hot food competition coming back this year. And we will do that right after these notes.
Your local Zematic dealer works to give you every advantage when it comes to your irrigation operations. This year, we're giving you a head start.
Well, let's face it, credit cards are pretty much a necessity. I can't afford to lose 30% of my 401k or IRA again, and I'm assuming you can't either. Call Oxford Gold. Securing your IRA or 401k with real gold and silver is a portfolio protection plan, and Oxford Gold has made it easy as 1, 2, 3. One app, one call, and you pick your precious metals. That's it. You now own precious metals. Call Oxford Gold today to learn more about the 123 protection plan. 833-404-GOLD, 833-404-GOLD.
At Fisher Investments, our clients know we have their backs.
How do your clients know that?
Because Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, the highest standard for a financial advisor. It means we're there for our clients and always put their interests first.
So wait, you do it because you have to?
No, we do it because it's the right thing to do. Our clients trust us with their retirement savings, and we know how important that responsibility is. So we take the time to really get to know them.
Get to know them how?
We make sure we understand their unique goals, finances, health, family, and lifestyle so we can tailor their portfolio to their specific needs. Our goal is to help them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Sounds like a big responsibility. You must make big commissions then, right?
No, we don't sell commission-based products. We have one single transparent fee that's structured so we do better when our clients do better. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you are switching to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Your local Zematic dealer works hard to give you every advantage when it comes to your irrigation operations. This year, we're giving you a head start in preparing for the upcoming season by letting you choose between industry-leading interest rates and deep per-tower discounts on a new Zematic pivot. The earlier you act, the better your deal will be. Better deals, better equipment, better season. Better contact your local Zematic dealer today to learn more. Terms and conditions apply. See your local dealer or visit lindsay.com/spring sale for full details.
Let's face it, credit cards are pretty much a necessity.
New tires for the car? Here's my card.
I order takeout, here's my card. And most of us just accept the high interest rates credit cards charge as a necessary evil.
What are you going to do?
Get a low fixed rate credit card consolidation loan from Lightstream from $5,000 to $100,000 and pay off those credit card balances. Apply online and you could get your money as soon as the day you apply. The average credit card company charges over 19% APR. But with Lightstream, you can get a fixed rate as low as 7.99% APR with autopay and excellent credit.
Now I can pay off my high-interest credit cards and save money at a much lower rate.
Apply today at lightstream.com/radio and get an additional interest rate discount. That's lightstream.com/radio. Lightstream.com/radio.
Subject to credit approval. Rates range from 7.99% APR to 21.49% APR and include a 0.5% autopay discount. Lowest rate requires excellent credit. Terms and conditions apply and offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com/radio for more information.
Hi, this is Mike Avery. You know you can hear my outdoor magazine show Sunday mornings, 9 till noon on WSGW. But now there's another option. Saturday morning, 6 till 9. Tune in for the latest outdoor news and information, hunting and fishing tips, wildlife and conservation issues, even some wild game cooking. That's Outdoor Magazine now on Saturday mornings too, 6 till 9, right here on WSGW 790 AM and 100.5 FM.
The Bliss Bridal Wedding Expo and Fashion Show is Sunday, February 12th. The location is the Great Hall in Midland from 1 to 3:30 p.m. Admission is $5. Find out more by clicking on the Bliss Bridal box when you visit WSGW.com.
All right, we're back with you here at Zender's Snowfest in the warming tent, talking to John Shelton from Zender's. So, John, coming back this year, it was absent for a couple because of COVID. Hot food competition. Now, it's moved a little bit because it used to be attached on a Monday following Snowfest. It's moved to February 13th. Tell us about this.
Well, as you just alluded to, that we would always conclude Snowfest with the ACF Hot Food, Flint Saginaw chapter hot food competition, and they were doing a big, at that time, a fundraiser for supporting breakfast programs in the schools in this area. And John Zender led that. I mean, he was the driving force behind that, and it was a great audience. And I think we had like 600 people there, but we would be dead tired. So the poor guy had worked all weekend, and we were just exhausted. But it worked. It really did. But then obviously COVID hit. And then, people forget in 2020, we had Snowfest. There was no COVID.
That's right.
Yet. Now, the world changed about 6-8 weeks later.
That's right.
So really the first COVID Snowfest was 2021 for us, where we just really had no entertainment. We just kind of had a little tent out there, just and a few blocks up there. So we couldn't do what we normally did. And in all honesty, it was kind of like, wow, man, that's kind of a relief. We don't have to deal with the food competition this year. But here's what happened. Obviously John retired, and his son Bob approached us, and they're honoring John with a big event in May. And they said that we'd like to bring the ACF hot food competition back. And we were more than happy to do that, but we just realized, you know what? Let's look at another time frame, because to piggyback it with Snowfest is just really, really
everybody's with.
Yeah, everybody's. And again, John made it happen, and John was no longer here, so we don't mind working with you. But we're gonna change that date. Though.
I got news for you. John may not be here, but John was the one that called me to get me involved.
Okay, all right. So
John's still there.
Okay, so we just agreed that let's say, and I just said February 13th.
Yeah.
And so they will be out here, help manning our information booth for some exposure. They're going to be selling tickets during Snowfest for the hot food competition. It's a great event.
It is.
And so
one of my favorites. Unfortunately, this year I'm going to be out of town. And I told John, I said, put me down for next year.
Okay.
I'll make sure I don't go anywhere. But it's great on a number of fronts. First of all, I mean, the food is phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. But you get to see young chefs, up-and-coming chefs, who serve the various restaurants in this region.
Yes.
And I just think it's heartwarming to see these young, talented kids coming up
and see what they can do.
See what they can do.
And so we're excited to be part of it. I think when they were planning it, their little hesitation was, could it be a successful standalone event? And we just felt, and they came to the conclusion, yes, it could. And we think they're going to be, and we hope they're going to be around 500 people. Again, they're working very hard to make this happen.
It's about the limit, actually.
Yeah, it is, because we use the main, and then we use the town hall, and people go up and down and so forth. The biggest change from Snowfest, hosting it, being the last event, they were getting all that marketing behind it because of the event. It was all part of what we were doing. And I think what part of their hesitation was that, okay, how do we market this? It's a standalone event. And so they've done a very, very nice job. And so with their ACF community, they're going to be able to do.
I really
reach out to a lot of people.
In a way, I kind of like the idea from a marketing standpoint of having a standalone a couple of weeks away, because it's just another thing happening in Frankenmuth.
Yeah, there's always a reason, regardless of the season, to come visit us, Art. So that's just another reason.
Is there a time when there's nothing happening?
We have our slow moments, but we try to minimize those as much as possible. So
I want to ask about something else that has to do with the restaurant business, particularly Zender's Bavarian Inn. You guys have built a reputation on chicken. And we all know that avian flu hit the marketplace and everything. How has that impacted the supply chain on the fowl side?
No, we've been very, very, very fortunate. The biggest thing was we have been for a few years a fixed price, and then that price went up, and so you have to now manage around that. And so, but no, we've always Gordon Food Service has been one of our big suppliers, and
and you have contracts on the chicken, right?
Correct. And then we were doing very, very well. But that contract expired, so we had to renegotiate that price. We didn't get the same price.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Yeah.
But again, that's all part of our leadership and our understanding, our team. Okay, how do we manage that and make that work? And, the biggest challenge in our industry and a lot of businesses, is payroll. That's your biggest expense. But I've always said to individuals, that's the one thing we can control as management. Okay. And we look at it daily and hourly. And that's also been part of our success of understanding the importance of how do you manage that and still provide excellent customer service. So I've always said, Art, it's very difficult to try to expense your way to success. Okay. When you have sales, a lot of things can happen for you. And so we've always had just the kind of philosophy of we're not going to cut to save if it impacts the service and the quality that we provide.
Well, and I think that's bode well for you, and it's but it's in Zender's obviously, but it's in Frankenmuth. This whole community has a certain attitude about people coming and having a good time here and enjoying the town.
Well, that's tourism and agriculture. That's the industry.
And if you want tourism in your community, you have to treat the tourists a certain way.
Oh well,
I was in the tour business for
Well, I was
14
gonna say
years.
you were the tour guy. I remember you doing those. What was it? Hub and
we
Spoke?
chose.
Was it
yeah,
called Hub and Spoke?
Oh
type
yeah,
of
we
thing?
did a lot
Okay.
of that. You know, but you choose locations based on the people that and how they treat you and everything else, not just what the attraction is.
Exactly. So we again. Philosophically, we've been very successful, but we've always focused on. We like to say, if you're going to err on the side of the customer.
John, first of all, thank you for taking time out to spend the hour with me this morning.
My pleasure.
We're glad to be here at Snowfest and glad it's back to what it was.
Well, thank you so much. You're looking great. Good to see you again. My condolences to you and your family, and
I appreciate that.
I appreciate you being out here. And anything we can do for you, let us know. And look forward to you coming back on Monday. Not Monday,
Sunday.
Sunday. You're going to be the voice.
Sunday.
Sunday. You're going to be the voice of Snowfest here in the Warmie tent. So,
whoa! All right,
thank you for that. And
talk to you then.
We'll talk to you soon.
I hope that's not me. All right.
Are you the parent of a 2 to 7-year-old?
Okay?
Listen closely for an exciting free radio offer. By now, you've probably heard of ABC Mouse, the Parents' Choice Award-winning online learning program that's actually changing the lives of early learners everywhere.
ABC Mouse is like a little one-on-one teacher. It has helped her so much.
Right now, we're offering a special radio promo to try it free for a month, but you have to go to abcmouse.com/radio to claim your free month. That's abcmouse.com/radio.
Sponsored by Age of Learning. As a Walgreens pharmacist, I talk with people all the time about little tips and tricks for filling their Medicare prescriptions, like taking advantage of Walgreens Night or using Refill by Scan, which is super easy and right on your phone. And for anybody worried about prescription costs, I say, hey, we got you with low-cost copays on many medications.
Let's talk about making things easier. Walgreens is here. Fill your way and save at walgreens.com/Medicare. See pharmacists for restrictions and exclusions.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
I'm Steve K. Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. Divorce can be complicated, especially if children are involved. If you're a father and want to protect your role in your children's lives, remember Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men with matters like these for 30 years, and we'd love to help you.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Detroit area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com.
So excited to get this baking competition underway. I'm so excited and so thankful to have our contestants come out. They do such a good job every single year. The cookies look so delicious. Can't wait to
At Salazar, the owner of the heavily damaged property, no one was hurt. There is extensive destruction in an area east of Houston. Forecasters say Georgia, Florida, and the Carolinas could get severe weather today. WCBS meteorologist Craig Allen says other states are in for snow.
Radar is showing snow that is falling across most of the northern Mississippi Valley on up into the Great Lakes now. So snow is falling from Kansas across through Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, into Michigan.
Police hunt for a motive in the shooting at a convenience store in Yakima, Washington. Chief Matthew Murray says after the attack, the 21-year-old man borrowed a phone and called his mother, then used the gun again.
The suspect apparently shot and killed himself, and that was prior to officers' arrival. There were officers who heard the shots, but no one saw him actually do that.
Residents in Monterey Park, California, turned out last night for a vigil to honor the 11 people killed in last weekend's dance studio shooting.
We're still all in shock. The community is reeling, and we're all here to support each other and really help each other get through this really heartbreaking time.
A U.S. attorney says a federal investigation's been opened into Tyree Nichols' death after a violent arrest by Memphis police, and it, quote, may take some time. The 5 officers involved were fired.
Well, CBS's Deborah Rodriguez this morning tells us about popular names for dogs last year.
When it comes to picking pet names, Luna, Bella, Max, and Milo are tops for dog owners. The American Kennel Club says for females in 2022, Daisy, Lucy, Willow, Penny, and Sadie were popular too. Among males, Cooper, Charlie, Teddy, Tucker, and Buddy were high on the list.
And checking Wall Street right now, the Dow is down 359 points. The S&P is down 53. This is CBS News.
Nobody should have to pay for one-size-fits-all insurance coverage. Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance, so you only pay for what you need. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Your local Zematic dealer works hard to give you every advantage when it comes to your irrigation operations. This year, we're giving you a head start in preparing for the upcoming season by letting you choose between industry-leading interest rates and deep per-tower discounts on a new Zematic pivot. The earlier you act, the better your deal will be. Better deals, better equipment, better season. Better contact your local Zematic dealer today to learn more. The terms and conditions apply. See your local dealer or visit lindsay.com/spring sale for full details.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. Divorce can be complicated, especially if children are involved. If you're a father and want to protect your role in your children's lives, remember Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men with matters like these for 30 years, and we'd love to help you.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Detroit area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com.
I never write reviews, but Navage is so amazing, I had to leave it. Nothing's ever cleared out my sinuses as well. I'm blown away by how Navage works. That's a review from Carrie, and it's one of over 100,000 online testimonials praising Navage. I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I've talked about flushing viruses, mucus, and germs. How Navage's powered suction can help you breathe better, and how your nose is the body's air filter, and Navage will clean it out. But don't take my word for it. What do people like Chad say, who wrote, Navage has helped clear out my nasal passages every single night. My wife says my snoring has gone way down. Snorefest be gone, unquote. Navage is the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million customers to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
From the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Snowy skies and 32 degrees at 11:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Percha. The Bay City man who held police at bay for several hours last October over an eviction notice has been found incompetent to stand trial. Harold Nielsen was referred for a forensic exam and competency hearing January 17th. 74th District Court Judge Mark Janer presided over a competency hearing on the 20th and ruled Nielsen incompetent to stand trial at this time. On October 26th, the warrant was issued for the 78-year-old's arrest after an attempt was made to evict him from an apartment on Garfield Avenue near Columbus. He allegedly threw a knife, striking the court officer. Later, he produced a long gun and barricading himself inside the apartment. Police from multiple agencies, including the State Police Emergency Services Team and the Bay City Police, were able to safely arrest Nielsen. He faces 4 counts of assault with a dangerous weapon and 1 count of assaulting, resisting, or obstructing police. We'll have another competency review in March. The Saginaw marijuana retailer has arrived at a hurdle in its business development. Premier Provisioning is looking to establish a location at 1030 Gratiot Avenue, the former site of the Hamilton Home Bakery. That location is within only 208 feet of Fordney Park, and the Zoning Board of Appeals would need to grant a waiver from the sensitive use distance, which requires marijuana retailers to be at least 250 feet away from publicly owned parks. As part of the process, approval was sought from the city, who owns Fordney Park, in a deadlocked 4-4 vote during Monday night's city council meeting. That approval was not granted. In the early stages of development, the retailer had planned to use the site that was 70 feet further from the park, but later revised their plans to include the former bakery. WSGW News Time, 11:07.
Imagine this, winning big at Soaring Eagle.
and finding Piggy Riches for up to $10,000. Every Friday in January, one lucky winner every hour from 7 to 11 p.m. will break the Piggy and reveal their prize from $500 premium play all the way up to $10,000 in cash. Don't miss Piggy Riches, only at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. Your getaway. Reimagine. Visit SoaringEagleCasino.com for complete rules and details.
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is from Salon Blue. You are going to get half off of a gel manicure and pedicure. It's normally $120, but you are getting it for $60. Or you can save with their shampoo, cut, and deep condition. It's normally $80, but you are getting it for $40. Both of these deals are half off. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal. RocketGrabPlus.com.
WSGW News Time 11:08. The weather forecast is coming up next. Police say a 5-year-old boy who wandered away from his suburban Detroit home on a night of sub-freezing temperatures was pronounced dead after officers found him. The Clinton Township Police Department says officers began searching for the boy after he was reported missing Monday from his family's home near an apartment complex. Captain Anderson says officers found the Macomb County child on Monday morning and transported him to a hospital where he was pronounced dead. The Macomb Daily Mount Clemens reports overnight temperatures during the boy's disappearance were below freezing. Police have released few details as they continue investigating. Michigan's Earned Income Tax Credit Bill has passed a major hurdle. Bipartisan support for the Senate Bill 3 has moved out of committee and onto the Michigan Senate floor. If passed, it would increase the tax credit to 30% upon becoming law, including for the 2022 tax year. Monique Stanton, president and CEO of the Michigan League for Public Policy, says bipartisan support of the bill has been historically important.
We never like to count our chickens before they're hatched, but we are very confident. And you can look at the history of bipartisan support right now and then the work that we've been doing, but really the bipartisan support goes back to when the EITC was first created under Gerald Ford with an opposing Democratic Congress. We've seen expansions under Ronald Reagan as well as Bill Clinton. So it has a really long history of bipartisan support.
Benefits phase out at higher incomes, but those eligible could see up to about $750. In northern Michigan, the Grand Traverse County Sheriff's Department is seeing more fraud cases involving Bitcoin. Someone received a call from an unknown person asking to be sent money through a Bitcoin kiosk. The victim believed the caller was from PayPal's fraud department and sent them more than $48,000 to an untraceable Bitcoin account. The department says if you get a call from someone and they want you to pay with Bitcoin or gift cards, it's likely a scam. WSGW News Time 11:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. We'll see periods of snow showers here for today with total daytime accumulation of 1 to 2 inches here possible. Cloudy skies with temperatures holding rather steady. Northeast winds of 5 to 15 miles per hour, gusting as high as 25. Then for tonight, a good chance for snow showers, another inch possible to accumulate. Cloudy and a low near 26. Thursday, cloudy skies, a high of 31 degrees. Then by Friday, mostly cloudy and breezy. We'll see high around 33. Saturday, mostly cloudy, high of 26 degrees. Sunday, chance for snow, cloudy, high of 26. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW Weatherology Forecast. Currently, it's 31.
Now, it's time to focus as WSGW presents the people, the places, the businesses, the culture, the area events and activities, all put into focus on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com. Focus is presented by RoofMax. That's RoofMax with 2 X's.
And indeed, welcome to another edition of Focus here on WSGW. I'm Art Lewis, and we are at Zender Snowfest, the 2023 edition. A little bit of music going on in the background, and with me this morning, Terry Henney, our farm director. And Terry, let's give them a taste of the music here.
There you go.
All the old timers. A lot going on in the snow test. A lot of kids here this morning. And so let's talk about the weather.
Yeah. Well, it's called Snowfest.
Well, yeah.
It's trying out there.
But not much.
No.
It looks like, just looking at what's happening, it doesn't look like we're going to get the brunt of this particular system. Looks like it's farther south.
Yes, definitely. It started, I want to say about 3-4 o'clock this morning over on the southwest corner. And it's progressively made its way to the east, but not that much north until, I want to say about 5 o'clock this morning. Then it made it up to I-94, and now we're beginning to see some of the activity moving up into 69.
Yeah, and what we're getting out here is just,
right,
flakes.
And we're going to need the wind to generate more snow.
No, we don't need the wind.
So a little bit later this afternoon, it is coming out of the east, southeast, northeast. It'll pick up 30, 35 miles per hour. And that's going to generate, that'll generate the majority of the snow in the Thumb area. Huron County, Tuscola County, those counties are all in a winter storm warning for that wind.
Saginaw Bay, nothing. Not much.
Nothing. Tuscola is about as far east or far west as it goes.
That won't break my heart.
Nope, not at all. We got a lot of activity going on here, and of course tomorrow I'm going to be over in Mount Pleasant, so I really don't want to have to fight any snow early tomorrow morning to get over there for that event. So in a way, I'm happy. But for the people that are coming, remember a year ago, our high was 18.
Oh yeah,
and our low was 4 below zero. And I remember there was a whole lot of snow out there that the guys were carving on. And it was so cold that they were having a hard time getting good definition.
And they were also coming in and out of the warming tent more frequently.
Yes.
I do remember that.
The law of averages is wonderful. Maybe we'll run into a year here pretty quick. But this thing has been going on for, 30? This is
32
years.
This is the 32nd year.
And we have been doing this for close to 15 years that we've been doing the bake-off to kick off.
Yep.
And I think I remember Rob saying something a little bit ago that it's been the All Things Chocolate version has been going for 5 years. Yeah. But
because we used to do the apples.
Yeah. But as far as the weather is concerned, Arthur, this system is huge. It's down in southeastern Indiana. And the folks, once again, down south, we're talking Texas, we're talking Louisiana, Arkansas, tornadoes all over. It's not unusual to have tornadoes in January or December down there, but it's very unusual, the number.
Yeah, the amount of them and the size of them, too, in some cases, is unique. And it just seems like we're in a bit of a shift in the weather.
Yeah.
It's been different. We've had Arctic vortexes come down, over the past several years. We haven't really seen much of that this year.
No.
Not at all.
Not at all. And as a matter of fact, what I'm looking at right now, beginning with this weekend and running pretty much all of February, is below average temperatures and slightly above average moisture. But the other thing is not the bitter cold.
No, it's, you're in the upper 20s.
Yeah.
Maybe low 30s sometimes.
And nighttime lows about 10. So, we have had years where we never dropped below zero at night. We've had years where we might have had 2 or 3 in the single digits. Last year was an exception. This year is going to be an exception the other direction.
Yeah. I heard you say the other day that the record snowfall for today was 3.4 inches in 1939 or something like that,
And, the way the forecast was looking, it looked like we should pick up at least 3 inches and maybe 4. But
that's changed, though, hasn't
it?
You're
looking at this thing, and, the safe guess for a lot of folks was 3 to 5. My thought yesterday was 2 to 4. And
Now 1-3. Yeah.
Well, Midland
or none to 3.
I just talked to a couple of folks over in the Midland area, and there's practically nothing on the ground there at all.
Right.
So, and for us here, there's snow on the ground, but the ground isn't froze.
Yeah.
So there's melting going on with this snow. We're going to have to get some chillier air, and we're going to get it to make snow stick.
Talking to Terry Henney, we're here at Zender Snowfest. A lot going on. Started at 10 o'clock this morning, the All Things Chocolate Baking Contest going on. Sponsored by Michigan Sugar, Le Creuset, WSGW, and our friends from Lansing, Cars 108. That's what's going on today in the warming tent. Outside, the state of Michigan snow sculpting going on, children's snow sculpting, professional ice, and ice carving exhibition. Tomorrow, all of that continues, and they will also have the Zender Snowfest lunch show at 12 noon tomorrow. And the warming tent, of course, will be open, and they'll even have bingo in here. All going on tomorrow. Some entertainment you're going to want to know about Saturday. They will have the 338th Army Brass and Wind Ensemble and the 338th Army Band Patriotic Concert. That will take place from 10 to 11 a.m. on Saturday. They're going to have a musician. Jason Albert will have 3 shows from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. And the Sauce Cats, remember that band?
I remember them.
They are back.
Really?
They have reformed again, and the Sauce Cats are going to be here at Zender Snowfest this Saturday. I think they're here at 11:30. I got to look at the times here. The way these times are set up is a little confusing. Looks like 11:30 to 3 o'clock or 3:30.
Oh
the
my.
Sauce Cats are going to be on stage,
Wow.
and they put
It's
on
been
a
a while.
whale of a show.
It's been a while.
Absolutely. So come on out, Zender Snowfest through this weekend. How'd you sleep last night? You know, in this day and age, we're asked to do more for less. So when you spend approximately a third of your life in bed, you really need quality sleep. And you can get that sleep on a mattress from Sanitary Mattress. They've been making custom mattresses since 1935. Rest assured, the Sanitary Mattress you're sleeping on was made right here in the Great Lakes Bay region to your specifications. Further, the money you spend stays right here in the local economy. In addition, Sanitary Mattress offers 1-hour delivery window of your mattress to your home, so you don't have to wait around all day. Sanitary Mattress can also make a custom mattress for your RV or boat, something the box stores can't do. Next time you need a mattress, think of Sanitary Mattress. Put them in your GPS at 5343 Janes Road in Saginaw, or call them at 989-753-1757. Check them on the web at sanitarymattress.com. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Sanitary Mattress Company, where you'll find everything from crib to a king and anything in between. And we will be back right after these notes.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar. Whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners, it's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
My friend and I are taking a trip to Mexico this year, but neither of us speak Spanish. So we downloaded Babbel and started learning Spanish fast.
Want to start getting conversational in another language in as little as 3 weeks? Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons were designed by language experts to be the most efficient and effective way to learn a new language.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿De dónde eres?
¿De dónde eres?
Babbel's interactive lessons are created by real language teachers and voiced by real native speakers using a modern conversation-based method. So in no time, you can start speaking confidently about real-life topics in another language.
Nosotras vamos a México en 2 días y ahora hablamos español. Gracias, Babbel. Sí, muchas gracias.
Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
The Bliss Bridal Wedding Expo and Fashion Show is Sunday, February 12th. The location is the Great Hall in Midland from 1 to 3:30 p.m. Admission is $5. Find out more by clicking on the Bliss Bridal box when you visit WSGW.com.
Thank you for being with 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW in the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios.
All right, we're back with you from Center Snowfest as the music from the Old Timers, Halsey Old Timers, continues, as you can hear.
You know, it looked like they added a couple more people there.
Maybe?
Yeah.
I can't tell. They've always been a decent-sized group, though.
Yep, and the people really like them.
So, given the world economy, given the Ukraine and all the things happening in the world, what's 2023 going to be like for agriculture?
I think agriculture in the United States is going to be quite good. I think that some of the major production areas to the west have picked up a lot more moisture than what they've been working with for the past several years. So we're going to see some production in areas that have really cut back in production in terms of, if anything, irrigation, where a lot of irrigated properties had to cut back.
California almost got too much.
Yeah, they just couldn't do it. The reservoirs look pretty good, so things should be all right there. Down south, we did see some drought areas down south. They have, over the past couple of months, picked up quite a bit of moisture down there. Obviously storms, but moisture. So we're looking for a little bit better production in some of those areas. Central part of the continental United States still remains dry. We're not looking for much of anything in the way of moisture right now. It appears as though the moisture is going to come a little too late for some of those production areas. One crop in particular that a lot of us watch here in Michigan is wheat. Obviously, Frankenmuth. We're looking at the central part of the country. Wheat production is going to be not as good, simply because moisture, and second of all, because we just haven't had any cover on whatever wheat has been sown there. And the weather
snowpack is actually good for
Oh,
it,
it's fantastic. And this is the thing that's concerned me all the way along here over the winter with us, is the wheat looks absolutely gorgeous. The wheat fields are not froze. I'm assuming the wheat is dormant. That's what the MSU folks are telling me.
I mean, I don't know if he's still there or not. I just saw this. Al in Midland is on the phone, and let me see if he's still with us. I'm not sure if he is or not. Al, are you there?
Yeah, good morning, Arthur, and good morning, Terry.
Good morning.
Hey, my condolences, Art, on also your wife.
Thank you.
We have a connection. I don't know if you know this or not. My grandfather and grandmother on my mother's side were Dutch from the Holland, Ottawa, Kent area, Kent County.
Yeah.
And mother had a habit that was similar to your wife, where everything that went in the refrigerator had to be posted on a little note, and when you took it out, you had to cross it off.
Yep.
Are you going to still maintain that habit?
Well, probably not, only because I've asked my sons and their wives to empty the freezer and take much of it so it doesn't get wasted. And so I'm probably not going to maintain that particular list. And it was 3 pages long. So no.
We were never successful either, because there was too many of us kids, and we would never follow mother's rules either. So it's a good idea, but if you got too many people in the house, it doesn't work well.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen,
I'm just curious.
Appreciate the call.
You have a nice rest of the afternoon, sir.
Thank you.
Stay warm.
Appreciate it.
Bye now.
Bye now. He's referring to the list my wife had. Every item in the freezer on legal pads.
Yep.
And heaven help me when I didn't mark down taking one or putting one in.
I remember that list very well because I've got one right
Just
on
like it, huh?
both of our upright freezers.
There you go.
Yes.
All right. Well, listen, that's going to do it for Focus today, brought to you by RoofMax. We're going to take our last break, come back and close out and find out what's happening in the marketplace with Baird & Company. All of that is ahead here on WSGW.
Hi, I'm Tom Kreitner, host of the Money Pit Home Improvement Show. If you think you need a new roof, think again. You can avoid replacement and save thousands with RoofMax, the world's first roof rejuvenation treatment. RoofMax is a safe, easy, and affordable alternative to costly asphalt roof replacement, and it's guaranteed. So don't replace RoofMax.
RoofMax, a safe, easy, proven, affordable alternative to expensive asphalt shingle roof replacement. Call Ben today at 859-6751 or go to GetRoofMax.com for a free quote.
Deb's constipation with belly pain, discomfort, and bloating kept giving her grief. She talked to her doctor to get some relief. Deb had irritable bowel syndrome with constipation or IBS-C, which was a start. Saying yes to Linzess helped her do her part.
Linzess, or linaclotide, is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. Linzess works differently than laxatives. It lets you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2 years old. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Could be more to your story with IBS-C. Talk to a doctor today. Say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS. Sponsored by AbbVie and Ironwood Pharmaceuticals.
Are you the parent of a 2 to 7-year-old? Listen closely for an exciting free radio offer. By now, you've probably heard of ABC Mouse, the Parents' Choice Award-winning online learning program that's actually changing the lives of early learners everywhere.
ABC Mouse is like a little one-on-one teacher.
All right, that'll do it for this edition of Focus, brought to you by RoofMax. Find out more online at GetRoofMax.com. That's RoofMax with 2 X's. Let's head over to Baird & Company for our ticker tip of the day, and that's where we find Steve Anderson. Steve, good morning to you.
And good morning, Art.
So I guess we need to find out how the markets are doing on this Wednesday.
Yes, this Wednesday, hump day, is got some red going on here. Dow Jones Industrial Average is down 291 points at 33,442, and the volume is 254 million shares. NASDAQ's down 164 at 11,170. Volume there is 361 million shares.
And your ticker tip for the day?
Markets like this can tend to make people get one thought in their mind sometimes, and that is like just one little 4-letter word, S-E-L-L, sell. I better sell everything and buy a pillowcase to put it in. But there's really 4 questions that you need to ask prior to making a sell decision. First of all, did you make a mistake? Now, in that, I mean, did you actually miss something when you evaluated the company, if it's a stock, or the sector, whatever it is? And no matter what the flub is, if there was a flub, you don't want to hold it regardless. Holding it to say, I'll wait till it goes back up, that's not a reason. Now, have the fundamentals gotten worse? After years of success, the company starts slowing down, sales are falling off, the company's looking shaky. Well, what you want to look at is future prospects. If they're substantially more grim than they used to be, it's time to sell regardless of the stock price. If you had a price target and the stock went past it, time to sell. Or, this is a big one for people, did that particular investment become too large a part of your portfolio? Well, if you get one stock that grows to be more than 10% of your portfolio, you might want to start thinking carefully about the amount of risk you're taking on, because if that one company has a fumble, it could have major consequences in your life. So those are the things, not necessarily what the market's doing.
And it helps to get a little help. So how do we get a hold of you?
Well, we are right here at Baird & Company in Saginaw, where the telephone number is 989-790-5724. You can reach our Midland location at 989-839-9035, or we are on the web at rwbaird.com, and then you can find the branches that way.
All right. You have a great day, Steve, and we'll talk to you on Friday.
Sounds good. Talk to you later.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now. Steve Anderson at Baird & Company with our ticket tip of the day. We're going to take leave and make room for the Farm Show with Farm Director Terry Henney coming here at Zender Snowfest right after these notes.
Save big money on your next kitchen update. Now at Menards. Custom craft countertops are low maintenance, easy to install, and have a classy design. Browse our wide variety of mix and match styles and finishes for a look that's sure to wow on a budget. Menards offers a great selection of solid surfaces, laminates, and quartz countertops that will surely complement your kitchen remodel. Visit a Menards store near you and save big money on custom craft countertops.
Save big money at Menards.
Are you the parent of a 2 to 7-year-old? Listen closely for an exciting free radio offer. By now, you've probably heard of ABC Mouse, the Parents' Choice Award-winning online learning program that's actually changing the lives of early learners everywhere.
ABC Mouse is like a little one-on-one teacher. It has helped her so much.
Right now, we're offering a special radio promo to try it free for a month, but you have to go to abcmouse.com/radio to claim your free month. That's abcmouse.com/radio.
Sponsored by Age of Learning.
Hi, this is Mike Avery. You know you can hear my outdoor magazine show Sunday mornings, 9 till noon on WSGW. But now there's another option. Saturday morning, 6 till 9. Tune in for the latest outdoor news and information, hunting and fishing tips, wildlife and conservation issues, even some wild game cooking. That's Outdoor Magazine now on Saturday mornings too, 6 till 9, right here on WSGW 790 AM and 100.5 FM.
Now, the only locally produced farm radio show with agricultural news, information, interviews, in-depth weather, and more. It's Terry Henney and his Farm Show on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
Mostly cloudy. Good morning to you. I hope your day's going well for you, wherever you might be. We're having a good day. We are in Frankenmuth. It is Snowfest, the 32nd annual Snowfest going on. Kickoff is this morning, kicking off with the all things chocolate baking and cooking competition. Lots of things going on, lots of judging going on. A lot of folks are going to have sugar highs before the day is all done. And we're just really, really, really enjoying it, like we do usually every year. Currently on the outside, it is snowing for some of you. Others of you really not snowing all that much. We currently have 32 degrees at the airport. It is 32 at Radio Center. Downtown Midland is at 33. Downtown Bay City is coming in at 32. We have an east-northeast breeze at 6. Barometer is falling, 29.81. Barometer is falling because a low-pressure system is moving through Ohio right now, kind of cutting in it's heading in an east-northeast direction. And by the time we finish the day off, we'll probably wind up over Lake Ontario on its way out toward Maine, going through the state of Maine on Friday, more than likely late in the day on Friday and Friday night. What's going to be happening for us around these parts is quite a bit of snow in southern Michigan. If you're going to be traveling in that part of the state, be advised winter storm warnings are up. They're up for Huron County as well as Sanilac County, dropping down all along the far east side of the Lower Peninsula, and then looping back into and around Ann Arbor. and then affecting the counties all along the Michigan border with Indiana and Ohio. Quite a bit of snow has occurred, has dropped so far down in southern Michigan, and it is going to continue through a good part of the day today into the evening hours tonight. We will see some tapering off of whatever we get here in the Great Lakes Bay area a little bit later on this afternoon, more than likely after sunset tonight. But the thing that's going to be causing us a little bit of concern is going to be the winds. As we go through the remainder of the day, we are going to see the winds begin to pick up, especially this afternoon coming out of the east. And then eventually later on, sunset and a little bit after sunset, gusting out of the northeast to 35 miles per hour. Snow will be in the forecast. It'll be lake effect type activity for us in the immediate Great Lakes Bay area. But once you get into central and western portions of Saginaw County, the chance of snow is really going to taper off. After a high of about where we at right now, we'll only drop off to 30 for a low tonight. And then during the day tomorrow, with cloudy skies, scattered light snow around. That low pressure system, as we said, will be heading toward Maine. 31 is going to be our high. And then we'll see much cooler air move into the state later on tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night, because we'll drop down to about 16. We'll have a west wind as we go through the day tomorrow, starting off northwest and then west, and then eventually southwest over the evening hours on Thursday night. We'll be gusting up to about 20, 25 miles per hour then, after seeing some wind gusts tonight of about 30 miles per hour coming out of the north. Then on Friday, we'll start off with cloudy skies once again. Another system, this is going to be a clipper system, is going to add a little snow to our forecast later on in the day on Friday and Friday night. We'll have a south wind on Friday ahead of that clipper that will gust up to right around 40 miles per hour. Our high temperature on Friday will be 32. Our low will be 18. Then on Saturday, that's when the cooler air begins to move in. Mostly cloudy skies, middle 20s for a high on Saturday. Clouds with, once again, some snow moving in on Saturday night, a low of 10. And then on Monday, 22 for a high, 8 degrees for a low. Tuesday, 22 for a high, and right around 10 for a low. For the period to take us all the way through the 7th of February, we're looking for our temperatures to average below normal for this time of the year, precipitation values to be average. What's average? 29 in the afternoon and 15 at night. The record high in the state, 62, set back in 1950. The record low, 15 below zero, set in 1904. And a year ago today, our high was 17 and our low was 12. We had just barely a trace of snow. As we mentioned before, the record amount of snow on this date is just a little bit more than 3 inches. That was set back in 1997. And it appears right now, given the latest forecast, breaking that record, it's going to come close. We'll just have to see how close we do get. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. We'll take a look at the markets. Cody Harris will be standing by. We'll be talking to him in a moment. But before we do all of that, we want to remind you the weather forecast brought to you by Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
They say there's a secret to growing. At Nutrien Ag Solutions, they beg to differ. It all starts with a strong foundation, and when it comes to fertilizer, there's no question that Titan XE drives dry fertilizer performance. They've been unlocking the potential in every prill of dry fertilizer with biocatalyst technology for over a decade. Visit lpi.ag/Titan or contact your Nutrient Ag Solutions crop consultant to drive your crop's potential today. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at the Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency, where they want you to be prepared, Mr. Farmer, for just about anything. Old man weather is going to drop at you as we move through the calendar year. Take advantage of the good things. Protect yourself against the bad with the help of the Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency. Remember, they're licensed to serve all of Michigan with both conventional and organic crop insurance. The agents can be reached directly on their cells for questions or emergencies. You can call the office, 989-868-4722. The Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency. We say good morning to Cody Harris, just down the street here at Star of the West. Cody, good morning. How are you?
Doing well, Terry. How you doing this morning?
Hey, not too bad. You got your tasting apparatus all ready for some judging this afternoon?
Oh, we've been waiting all year for this, Terry. We're ready to rock and roll.
Well, nobody's going to ask you about the markets, but you can tell me, all right?
Well, I got a little bit of good news here this morning. We got corn. Corn's the only one that's in the red this morning, but soybeans and wheat actually on a positive side to kind of pick up where they left off yesterday. I'm diving right into it real quick. See, we got cash wheat. That's up 5 here this morning. $7 even on the white, $6.50 on the red. Looking over at new crop 23 wheat, that's up 4, $7.24 on the white, $6.74 on the red. Looking over at cash corn, that's down 1 at $6.21. New crop corn, I'm going to call it unchanged here at the moment at $5.31. Then looking over at soybeans, cash soybeans are up 4 at $14.18. And new crop soybeans are up 1 at $12.74.
So what's making the markets do what they're doing right now, Cody?
Well, especially in the wheat arena right now, we got a lot of outside influences affecting that. Actually, in India, wheat prices are advancing the record highs here this morning. That's really kind of pushing that market up as well. Kind of looking over more, kind of diving more into wheat, kind of no doubt what's helping that market as well is the fact that the U.S. dollar has plunged 11% since September. That's definitely making the U.S. wheat more competitive worldwide. So we're seeing a little bit of strength in that market. And then look over at soybeans. Soybeans is a little bit of a shocker here, kind of up here today, more or less because China is on their Lunar New Year holiday throughout the balance of the week. But we did see a sale of soybeans yesterday, about 7 million bushels having been sold to unknown destinations. So that gave that market a little bit of a shot and kind of continuing here today. But a lot of the markets, a lot of traders will tell you we're definitely looking or awaiting the report tomorrow from the Buenos Aires Exchange. That's going to be their crop condition report for South America. As we kind of talked about last week, they got a bunch of rains that moved in over the weekend and early part of this week that hoping to see a little bit of improvement. Like in Argentina, their crop's really been hit hard. I think corn crop is starting at about 5% good to excellent here as of last week. So any kind of improvement is going to be a plus on that board. But that's really what traders are looking at as we kind of move throughout the rest of the week of trading.
All right, Cody, take care. We'll see you a little bit later here at the warming tent. All righty?
Yep, that sounds good.
All right, you bet. Cody Harris over at Star of the West. Doug Klein joining me now from Oppenheimer. The market report brought to you by Schaefer and Beerline, this area's Ram certified ag dealer. If you're ready for an upgrade of a new Ram commercial truck for your family farm, now is the time to order at $1,525 or $3,500 from Schaefer and Beerline in Frankenmuth. You can buy with confidence from Schaefer and Beerline since 1852, where family and service sells cars. And by Thumb Bank, serving the needs of agriculture for well over 125 years. They've got 2 locations in Bay City, also Cassidy, Caseville, Pigeon, Bad Axe, and Marlette. Thumb Bank, where relationships are built on trust. We say good morning to Doug Klein. Doug, what's going on?
Well, kind of interesting today. Crude oil's up almost $1, but I need some clarification anyway. A couple days ago, the U.S. and Germany were not sending tanks to the Ukraine, and then the Ukraine said that they're going to crack down on political and economic corruption and bribes, payoffs, murders, that kind of good stuff. And then all of a sudden, the United States and Germany is sending tanks over to the Ukraine. And I don't know what they're trying to cover up, but I got a hunch. I don't know. It's just not pretty. The American tax dollars at work.
Well,
You
maybe
pay and we'll spend
they've got some documents over there.
and then some. Maybe there's a email server or something over there that needs crushing by one of those big German tanks or something. But anyway, like I say, it's above my pay grade. The natural gas ended up hitting another new low today, so that's continuing to go down. It seems like we're getting a cold snap pretty soon here, so who knows? It might turn around sooner rather than later, or just not at all. Platinum's getting pounded pretty good today, but that's pretty thin market, down about 2% today. And like I said, crude oil's up a little over 1% today, $1 a barrel. Here's your numbers. The March corn is 676, down a penny. September corn is 606 and a half, down a penny and a half. March soybeans 1493, up 4.5. November soybeans 1339 and a quarter, up 1 1/4. The March wheat is 740 and a quarter, up 5 3/4. And July wheat 749 and a half, up a nickel. Crude oil is 81.14, up $1.01. Heating oil is 339.55, down 3 cents. Gasoline is 263.15, down 1 3/4 cents. Natural gas 296 and a half, that's down 9 1/4 cents. Over to currencies, Canadian dollar, U.S. dollar buys 134.20 at the border. That's up 50 ticks. The dollar buys 129.75 yen. That's down 40 ticks. The euro's at 108.90. That's up 5 ticks. The dollar's at 101.91, down 7 ticks. Gold's at 1934.70, down 70 cents. Silver's 23.84, up 9 cents. And platinum's at 1048.40. It's down $18.40.
All right. Doug, have a good one. We'll talk to you later.
All right, have fun. Okay, bye.
Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Krejak's House Family Restaurant. You got an event coming up and you need them to supply the food. They'll take care of it. 989-894-5531. Corner of Cass in Michigan on Bay City's south side. Let's talk to Jerry Samalski here from Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. Jerry, what should we be looking at right now?
Well, Terry, we've been talking about planning and getting ready for next year. Well, that's what the industry's doing in Michigan this week. We're in Grand Rapids at our Great Lakes Trade Expo, where we're looking at vendors, new products and new plants and new equipment, and sitting in educational seminars and figuring out how we can do a better job every year.
Well, that's what it's all about. Technology, new equipment, utilization of your existing equipment, and just simply making your business more profitable. And you folks have got to do it just like everybody else, right?
That's right, and providing value for the customers always first and foremost. And so just making sure that we can get the best plants with the least diseases and insects and the best growth habits and most adaptable to varying soils. That's what we're here for.
Jerry, you take care. Have a good day, all righty?
Talk to you tomorrow, Terry.
Okay, Jerry Samalski, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. When we return, we've got Scott Duma, and we also have Craig Voorhees. We'll be talking to Craig Voorhees next, but first this.
Where are you getting your fertilizer this year? Just about anywhere you look, it's going to cost more. And you may even find it's harder to get when you need it. It sure would be nice to have a better source of crop nutrients. Believe it or not, you do. It's your soil. Source from Sound Agriculture unlocks more of the nutrients already in your fields, so you can add less fertilizer while getting the yield you're counting on. It's such a solid backup plan, you'll probably find yourself wondering why Source wasn't the plan all along. Visit sound.ag to learn more.
Farm Service brought to you by Quality Roasting of Reese, offering competitive, consistent prices for your soybeans. Just give them a call for a quote today. Craig Voorhees joining me right now over at the Crop Summit in Mount Pleasant. Craig, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Terry. We're doing well. I hope I found a somewhat quiet spot to talk with you.
Well, I didn't. I've got the band playing in the background, so it's pretty busy here at Snowfest. Craig, some things that producers should be aware of. What's on the program that really jumps out at you?
Well, we had a great speaker this morning. Greg Dowd gave us a really good global outlook for the next few years on what's going on with Ukraine, what's going on with Brazil, and China and how all that potentially is going to work out was quite interesting. And he kept everybody's attention for a full hour that he was up on stage doing his presentation. The breakout sessions start this afternoon. There's all kinds of stuff of interest, how to improve soybean yield, fertilizer applications. We've got environmental and social issues as one of the topics also. And then, of course, a whole another slate tomorrow. So we got a full schedule going on here at the Crop Summit.
Well, and we'll be joining you tomorrow, so look forward to that. And we'll also be doing a little bit of a social stream with you before our broadcast tomorrow. So you take care, pick up some pointers, and we'll share those tomorrow, all right?
Yes, sir. That's what we're here for, to learn, just like Jerry said, learn and get better.
Fantastic. All righty, you take care. Craig Voorhees with the Rummel Agency. Joining me right now, Scott Dumas with Nutrien Ag. Scott, a lot of things we should be looking at here as we start off the new year. Anything that jumps out at you right now that producers should be aware of and should be contacting you regarding more information on?
Right now, I'd say they need to be looking at their fertility plans as well as their crop protection needs and problems that they may have had in 2022, last year's crop, and get those items addressed right now and start planning for the 23 crop.
So as far as pricing is concerned, is that an issue with producers, or how are you working that all out?
So right now, fertilizer is getting a little softer as the weeks progress here. So that's actually getting better for the producers. So that's a good thing. And the crop protection products aren't moving too much up or down. So those have been staying pretty steady. So.
Well, I guess that's the key to the whole thing, is try to get things as consistent as possible so we're able to put the pencil to it and see how it'll work out, right?
Yep, that's right. That's what we're here for.
Scott Dumas, thanks a lot for sharing. We really appreciate talking to you. Talk to you again soon, all righty?
Have a good day.
I will. Scott Dumas with Nutrien Ag. When we return, Chuck Cervinski with Maple Hill. But first, this. Experience the most reliable RTK signal from PC Ag Solutions, compatible with most GPS receivers. Trade in your old radio or modem and get an affordable subscription through us. We have over 25 base station locations across the Lower Peninsula, and we're always looking to add more to our network. Discover more power, more accuracy, and more coverage with our 450 megahertz signal. Call us to learn more today. PC Ag Solutions, 989-868-4444. Along with me, Chuck Cervinski, Maple Hill Nursery in Midland. Chuck, what should we be looking at right now?
Well, there's not a whole lot to do outside, but you definitely can start planning your vegetable garden for spring. And why not give it a little extra boost with Dairy Dew from Morgan Composting? Dairy Dew is a high-carbon, high-quality compost full of beneficial organisms and all kinds of goodies that will help keep plants healthy and strong. And you're going to use it as an amendment to the soil and not really for direct planting. It can be spread about a half-inch deep over the whole garden and then simply work it in with a rake or rototiller, and it's organic and weed-free. We've got it available in 1 cubic foot bags and in bulk.
So all you got to do is stop by Maple Hill and
we'll show you how to do it with Dairy Dew and Morgan Composting products.
Chuck Cervinski, take care. Have a great day, all right?
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Back with more in a moment.
How do you make the most of your land? Shaw does it behind the wheel of a John Deere 1025R compact tractor.
Why do I go by Shaw? Shaw stands for skilled hands at work.
And he lives up to the name as he uses his versatile tractor to
make my yard look as beautiful as I possibly can.
But the Hubbards use their 1025R to
both vegetables and my flowers. It's exciting, putting yourself out there, learning something new.
And with a long list of easy-to-attach implements, ranging from a front loader to a box blade and backhoe, they both can make
the earth take the shape that I want it to take.
There are millions of ways to make the most of your land. How will you make the most of yours? Nothing runs like a Deere. Get a 1 Series tractor for just $130 per month at your John Deere dealer today. For additional cost information, please call toll-free 855-633-2315.
Contact one of Tri-County Equipment's 11 locations in Auburn Hills, Bad Axe, Birch Run, Burton, Carroll, Fenton, Lapeer, Marlette, Reese, Saginaw, or Sandusky, or visit Tri-County Equipment online at tricountyequipment.com.
You have a lease coming due? You need a new ride? Well, Cook Chevrolet is serious about helping you beat inflation with your next new Chevrolet. Forget all the craziness that we've been through and just listen to these all-new offers. 2023 Silverado Crew Cab 4x4s are now starting from $361. That's a $54,000 pickup for only $361 a month. The Chevy Equinox now for as little as $285 a month. And check this one out, the Chevy Blazer, which is bigger than the Equinox and $6,000 more than the Equinox, now $60 less per month. That's right, a 2023 Blazer for only $232 a month. It's got to be the Cook deal of the century, $232 a month. That's Cook Chevrolet Buick M15 Top of the Hill Ambassador.
Plus, buy a Silverado and get 2.99% financing for 60 months. Payments based on GM employee and family lease. $26.93 on Equinox, $27.26 on Blazer, $28.95 on Silverado due at signing. Call or visit us online at cookchevybuick.com. Chevy, find new roads.
Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at the Frankenmuth Credit Union. Make them your hometown financial solution. Find out more by going to frankenmuthcu.org. Back at 12:30 with an update. Now we conclude our program with the playing of our national anthem.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
I'm Steve Kathan. The teacher shot and wounded by a 6-year-old student in class is suing the school district in Newport News, Virginia. Attorney Diane Toscano says administrators were warned a handful of times about possible danger in the hours before the gunfire.
Did administrators call the police? No. Did administrators lock down the school? No. Did the administrators evacuate the building? No. Did they confront the student? No.
A U.S. attorney says a federal investigation into Tyree Nichols' death after a violent arrest by Memphis police may take some time. The 5 officers involved have already been fired. The U.S. and some Western allies are poised to send tanks to Ukraine. CBS's Deborah Patta says 30 M1 Abrams tanks among them.
Western tanks have long been at the top of Kiev's wish list. An armored fist to punch through Russian lines and retake territory. For Ukrainians fighting on the freezing front lines, they can't come soon enough. Their armor is no match for Russian tanks, says Bogdan of the 24th Mechanized Brigade.
It's very good for us. It's helped us for victory.
And on the bloody battlefields of Bakhmut, frustration from soldiers like Andriy of the Rapid Reaction Brigade.
We need weapons today because after tomorrow this city can be destroyed already.
Forecasters say there could be severe weather today in parts of the South. Gym owner Travis Smith is among those doing some heavy lifting after a tornado did widespread damage east of Houston.
The metal was crashing, the glass was breaking out. It was extremely loud.
In California, there's court action today, 2 days after 7 people were shot and killed in Half Moon Bay.
Chun-Li Zhao will likely be charged with 7 counts of murder. The 66-year-old is accused of opening fire on fellow farm workers. It was California's 3rd mass shooting in as many days.
There's one common denominator in all of them, firearms. We need to honor the Second Amendment, but we need to get some control over firearms.
San Mateo County District Attorney Steve Wagstaff describes the shooting as a case of workplace violence. According to court documents, a temporary restraining order was filed against Zhao in 2013 by a former co-worker who said Zhao had tried to suffocate him. Matt Bigler for CBS News, San Francisco.
Well, Pope Francis has spoken out against laws that criminalize homosexuality.
Ser homosexual no es un delito.
In an interview with the Associated Press, he called them unjust, and he urged Catholic bishops who support those laws to welcome LGBTQ people in the church. Wall Street right now, the Dow is down 200 points. This is CBS News.
Nobody should have to pay for one-size-fits-all insurance coverage. Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance, so you only pay for what you need. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom. This is WSGW News.
33 degrees at 12:03. Good afternoon. I'm Jonathan Dent. A Midland man was sentenced on a domestic violence conviction on Monday. 31-year-old Jordan McGill was accused of assaulting a 28-year-old woman in Midland on June 20th. Police say McGill and the victim had an argument before he got on top of the victim on a bed where she was laying down with an 8-month-old child and forced her cell phone from her hand. The woman was able to free herself but was prevented from leaving by McGill until she was finally able to get somewhere and call 911. McGill was sentenced to a year in jail, plus ordered to pay fines and complete a probation, receiving credit for serving 41 days in jail. It is his second domestic violence conviction. A Saginaw marijuana retailer has arrived at a hurdle in its business development. Premier Provisioning is looking to establish a location at 1030 Gratiot Avenue, the former site of the Hamilton Home Bakery. Since that location is within 208 feet of Fordney Park, the boarding zone of appeals would need to grant a waiver from the sensitive use distance, which requires marijuana retailers to be 250 feet away from publicly owned parks. As part of that process, approval was sought from the city of Saginaw, who owns Fordney Park. In a deadlocked 4-4 vote during Monday night's city council meeting, that approval was not granted. In the early stages of development, the retailer had planned to use a site that was 70 feet further from the park, but later revised their plans to include the former bakery. Fundraisers and community outreach have helped Michigan State Police provide help for the hungry. The State Trooper Outreach Partnership Fund was formed last year to help those in need. The Star Township Food Pantry in Alba is one of those recipients.
If troopers come in contact with someone that needs help, instead of digging in their own pocket to help, they reach out to our nonprofit. So we have been able to purchase new tires for a single mother in need, car repairs. We've purchased gas for a domestic violence victim, because we have a resident trooper in Antrim County that we learned they didn't have enough freezer space at the food pantry, the Star Township Food Pantry. We had enough funds where we can make sure that they're able to store as much food as possible to serve the public.
Sergeant Ashley Miller says the funds for this freezer came from a golf outing. WSGW News Time is 12:05. It's 33 degrees.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Are you ready?
Jamie Markley, David Van Camp, and Scott Robbins.
We just become best friends, yep.
Making sense of it all.
Now I get it.
And having some fun.
Lighten up, Francis.
This is the Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show.
The Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show. Thank you so much for being here. Jamie Markley, David Van Camp, Scott Robbins. Well, I see we're sending 31 Abrams tanks to Ukraine.
Yeah, there you go. Dropping off some tanks over there so they can fight the Russians. This is on the heels of the report that we had yesterday that a whole lot of people in Ukraine's government have resigned now amid corruption allegations because, well, they may have been taking some of the cash that their partners in the West have been giving them and enriching themselves. Really?
I think we're in double digits now. We're up to 11.
Yeah.
That have had to resign.
It's a lot.
Does Zelensky have to sign for those when they deliver them?
That's a good question.
I just wondered.
Go with the press secretary on that one today.
Okay. Yeah, I just have to point something out here. This wasn't in the original show plan here, but I've just been handed something.
Yes.
You know how Joe Biden has trouble remembering names, especially names of black people, and especially the name of his Secretary of Defense, Lloyd Austin?
Yeah, him, Ketanji Brown.
Well, you saw her.
Yeah, Lloyd Austin. That's been an ongoing thing.
The guy who runs that outfit over there.
Yeah,
that guy. Apparently, he did it again.
Oh, no way.
Really? He's right behind him.
Yeah, he's right behind him.
They really need to put name tags on these people.
You want to hear
Lloyd Austin.
All right, here we go.
The Secretary of State, the Secretary of the military behind me they've been deeply involved in this whole effort. Armored capability, as General Austin will tell you, has been critical.
You almost called him speaker.
Yes, close.
Wow, man.
The guy who runs that outfit over there.
You know that guy.
The Secretary of Military or whatever.
Defense, whatever you guys want to call it now. you know what I meant.
Come on, man.
Right. Give me a break on that. Huh?
Why does this old man have such trouble remembering who Lloyd Austin is and what his title is?
That's a great question. Or sometimes if he remembers who it is, he still can't say the name.
Javier Baccaria.
But remember, it's a stutter.
Yeah, it's a
stutter. It's not
Yeah.
dementia.
Yeah.
So remember all of that. So we'll have an update on that. Of course, more on the classified documents scandal. A guy that I still think could be the nominee for the Democrats in 2024. I don't think David thinks that anymore, but we're talking Gavin Newsom was speaking again.
Yeah, the governor of California, Gavin Newsom, is leveraging 2 mass shootings in his state to try to up his national profile. And even though his state's strict gun control measures didn't do anything to stop the tragedies, and in fact, in one case, one of the weapons that the killer had in his possession was literally registered with the state of California. So the gun registry didn't even really accomplish anything.
Wow. So what they're saying now, we just can't have any guns.
Well, now we got to gun control harder. Okay. He spoke to CNN about this. And again, the weird thing to me is that he was like smiling about this as he was trying to shoehorn national issues into these specific situations.
Okay, roll it.
It's the person that's on the hospital bed whose leg is shattered. They just put a rod in the leg. He says, I need to get out of here because I can't afford the healthcare bills. The complete abject failure of our immigration policies exposed yesterday and today. The complete, utter, abject failure of common sense on gun safety and immigration policy. So for me,
hold on a second. What in the heck is he talking about?
Yeah, because the workers who were killed in the farm shootings, they were migrant workers. But I don't really understand what that has to do with immigration. Again, this guy is trying to leverage these tragedies to say, see, I am well spoken on all of the health care, immigration, gun control. I'm the guy, Democrats, and that's why I think he won't play on the national stage.
Okay, man. You're starting to turn me a little bit. I mean, we know the guy's not bright because we've seen enough interviews with him to know that.
Yeah.
But, man, he's had so much backing. But, man, if it's going to be like this all the time, he is going to lose people.
I guess maybe, after 22 days and 32 trillion gallons of water falling in the state and being in a crisis of droughts and floods, and now 2 mass shootings in 3 days. I guess I'm a little more prone to express myself about my frustrations with what I'm not seeing nationally and particularly in Congress right now.
Got climate change in there too. This guy is just a better looking version of Beto O'Rourke.
We also managed to take a shot at Congress.
Yep.
They're not getting it done.
Yeah, there's all kinds of things that talk about packaging everything. Yeah.
Okay, it's hard for me to get into the brain of someone that could vote for him, but does that person sit there, see this, and say, well, yeah, he cares about all the things I care about? It's hard for me to fathom that.
I don't know, man, because... Oh, go ahead, Scott.
No, he's 100% right, because when you look at a governor like DeSantis, you look at the track record of the state. It's exceeding every other state in almost every metric you can measure. Meanwhile, let's take a look at California.
Right, but you just keep talking about these high-minded things
But
far
you're
less
right, it
people care
doesn't
about.
make any sense. What track record would this guy give me to think that he can lead us into wherever we're going to go? There isn't one.
Well, no.
There's no track, there's nothing.
But there's usually a blame somewhere else.
I failed at 3 different businesses. Hire me for your business. I want to run it. Well, no.
Well, dude, when you think of it this way, and we'll move on, when you hear about Democratic names of people that aspire to be president, it's usually from the worst-run states with a horrible track record. It's J.B. Pritzker in Illinois and Gavin Newsom and Whitmer in Michigan. Like, you're kidding me.
This is your bench.
Yes. Speaking of Ron DeSantis, completely different story. I saw this in the New York Post. It was by Rich Lowry. It was talking about DeSantis being absolutely correct in rejecting the woke AP African American Studies curriculum, if you've heard about this story at all. So, David, you could probably explain this better than me. It's a college. They're running this out in colleges, but they want to put it into high schools across the country.
So it's the College Board which puts together advanced placement high school courses. That's where that comes into play. And they've been working on this African American Studies class to go along with AP History, AP Chemistry, AP whatever, AP English, all those different classes that high schoolers take to get college credit. Or hopefully get college credit while they're still in high school. And they've been testing out this African American Studies. They're in the pilot phase of this, where they're rolling it out at 60 schools nationwide. And the state of Florida said, well, we don't want to be part of this experiment. And the national media has decided that means Ron DeSantis has just made it illegal to teach about African Americans.
Right.
They do this every time. Yep. The left, you see it on MSNBC.
Yeah.
You see it with politicians. Well, Karine Jean-Pierre said this decision by DeSantis is incomprehensible.
Oh, God.
He wants to block the study of Black Americans, saying these types of actions aren't new, especially from what we're seeing from Florida, sadly. What Chevron Jones, Democratic senator from Florida, said they're trying to whitewash American history.
Nobody's doing that.
Of course not. But this is what the left says every time when critical race theory comes up. And, again, Scott, you talked about your own history of learning about history in school.
Yeah.
That was decades ago.
Well, yeah.
It was the same for me.
Right.
How awful slavery was.
Well, yeah, absolutely. We were taught that. Yes.
But they're pretending right now that, it's just that, white people were great all the way through. Not at all. And as it says in the piece, no reasonable person opposes teaching American history fully and truthfully.
No.
And mentions in Florida, the Stop Woke Act itself stipulates that instructors should teach the history of African peoples, the Middle Passage, the experience of slavery, abolition, and the effects of segregation and other forms of discrimination. That should be taught. Absolutely. But, they say, bias aside where you're coming in on this, do we really need high school students brushing up on Black queer studies? Because that's what part of this class is supposedly offering.
Yeah, part of that is topic 4.19, Black queer studies, which includes something to this effect. We have to encourage and develop practices whereby queerness isn't a surrender to the status quo of race, class, gender, and sexuality. It means building forms of queerness that reject the given realities of the government and the market. That it is communist ideology wrapped up in this thing that they call now queer theory.
Yes, I mean, I see the words explores the concept of queer color critique, grounded in black feminism and intersectionality, as a black studies lens that shifts sexuality studies toward racial analysis. You don't need that in high school. Sorry.
Nope, you don't.
That's insanity. Oh, but Ron DeSantis, he doesn't want us to learn about slavery, blah, blah, blah. Absolutely ridiculous. In other news, the job market for remote workers is shrinking, according to the Wall Street Journal. A lot of people said, you know what, I don't want to go back into the office. Yeah. And now I've kind of got negotiating power. Apparently that negotiating power isn't so much in play anymore because there are more people demanding that you come into the office.
Yes.
That is starting to turn a little bit. So that's pretty interesting. Also with employment, we'll get into this a little bit more later. It's crazy to me that we have now set a record for able-bodied men, 25 to 54 years old, at the lowest employment in the history. Well, since they've been keeping track of it.
Build back better.
And why is that? What's going into it? Some people would say there's several different things. Also, well, we can play a clip right now. David, I sent you a few clips today. I wanted you to hear them to think if they were worthy. Plus, there were some F words in there, and I trusted you to edit them out. I guess we could just call this a learning lesson from libs of TikTok.
Oh, no.
Scott, just so you know, there's no way you can be racist toward white people. Isn't that right, David?
That's what we're told. Yes.
Here we go.
Yeah.
All right.
See if we can make sense of this. Roll it out. Go ahead.
You know why you can't be racist towards white people? It's because we have generational wealth. And let's be real.
You have generational wealth, don't you, Scott?
I don't. No, I don't.
David?
No. I mean, if you count, a couple of trailers that still need to be tipped back upright, then if that's wealth, then sure.
I suppose if you compare that to third world countries, maybe.
Yeah.
But American standards? Anyway, go ahead. And this is the white woman who's very angry.
Yeah,
of course.
Okay. If there is a person of color in front of me being like, yo, I hate you because you're white, they don't actually.
That's a little racist.
It's totally
that is racist.
They're going back to
by definition, that's racist.
I know how black people speak, right? He's like, hey, yo, I bleeping hate white people. All right.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Going back to Yo MTV Raps. Yeah. You know that.
Being like, yo, I hate you because you're white. They don't actually hate me because I'm white. They hate the history of this country, and they hate the privilege that comes with the color of my skin and how I don't have to work as hard as they do. And I feel like that's valid. And if you don't, I don't give a
Well, that's fine. You can be stupid forever if you want to be.
I don't give a there.
I heard that, and the only thing I could hear in my head was Chris Rock calling her a crack-ass.
Man, some people really lost in our country right now.
She's fun, I'll bet.
Whew. Okay, something else we got to get to. The New York City mayor says he's toothpaste.
Yeah.
What exactly does that mean? I can't wait to get into that. What? There's a lot to get to coming up right here.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-683-7713. That's 1-800-683-7733. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-683-7733. That's 1-800-683-7733.
SelectQuote. We shop. you save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
They say they'll get your biggest tax refund. Jackson Hewitt says your biggest tax refund guaranteed, and a chance to double your tax refund. Thousands in weekly prizes during the Double Your Refund sweepstakes. Your biggest refund times 2, twice the money, so forget about them. File your taxes on the double at Jackson Hewitt today. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to U.S. residents 18 or older who file a 2022 federal tax return. Promotion ends 4/2/23. Visit jacksonhewitt.com for rules.
2023 brings more flavor and more savings at omahasteaks.com. Use promo code QUALITY at checkout for $30 off your order and save up to 55% on select Omaha Steaks favorites. Stock up more and save more. $30 off perfectly aged tender steaks, juicy burgers, decadent desserts, classic comfort meals, guaranteed perfect. Order at omahasteaks.com. Enter QUALITY at checkout for $30 off. Minimum order may be required.
While you're comfortable inside your home or business, the weather takes a toll on your roof. Wind, rain, hail, UV rays, and the heat of the sun cause premature failure of your shingles. Everyone loves to save money. If you have an aging roof, don't spend a lot of money on replacement. Get a RoofMax shingle treatment and get some peace of mind. Get more life for less money, guaranteed with RoofMax, a powerful fusion of science and nature. Call Ben today at 859-6751.
Steve, what is that?
My new car.
It looks expensive.
Honey, that's why I'm taking it to Paintbull for rust proofing, graphene coating, maybe even some paint film.
Paintbull? You'll find any reason to go to Paintbull.
Well, I want this car to last and to look good, so I look good driving it.
You mean so I look good driving it?
What?
Gotta go.
Keep your vehicle looking great at Paintbull on Bay Road in Saginaw. We're more than a body shop. Visit paintballrepair.com.
Science proves quality sleep is vital to your mental, emotional, and physical health. The Sleep Number 360 smart bed senses your movements and automatically adjusts to help keep you both effortlessly comfortable. And it's temperature balancing, so you stay cool. So you're at your best for yourself and those you care about most. Life-changing sleep, only from Sleep Number. And now save $1,000 on the Sleep Number 360 Special Edition smart bed queen, only $19.99, plus special financing, only for a limited time. To learn more, go to sleepnumber.com. Special financing subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is from Supercute. Supercute is a home and gift shop located in Freeland that features trendy clothing, jewelry, decor, and your perfect Valentine's Day gift. You can get a $25 gift card for just $12.50. It's half off. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal. RocketGrabPlus.com.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information. Subscription required.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 90% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to 4hims.com/radio. At Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the biggest brands at 90% off. That's right. Get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but 90% cheaper. It's the same medication you get from your doctor, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/radio. That's 4hims.com/radio for your free online visit. FORHIMS.com/RADIO.
.org and find us on Facebook and Twitter.
All right. The Markley Van Camp and Robbins Show. Jamie Markley, David Van Camp, Scott Robbins. What did the New York City mayor say now?
Well, he's launching a newsletter now to counteract the press coverage of him. He's going to write the news himself.
Oh, good.
Because he's
unbiased.
Right. So, because he says that the press is too mean to him. So Eric Adams, yeah.
These people are unreal.
Eric Adams says it's, yes, because the media keeps being unfair to him. And he compared himself to toothpaste.
What?
Very weird.
Toothpaste.
All right, let's try to dissect this. Let's try to make sense of it.
You can report
a distorted version of what I say. I want to speak directly to the people of this city and hear directly from the person they elected. And that's the purpose, so that we can communicate, give them accurate information. I'm now at your mercy. If Colgate was at the mercy of the tabloids, they would go out of business. So I am the Colgate. I can't go out of business.
Okay, usually I have some sort of theory, even though it won't even make sense to myself.
Yeah.
I got nothing. If the media went after Colgate, they couldn't be toothpaste anymore. Right. Is that what he's trying to say?
Yeah. If they weren't allowed to advertise their own brand.
Oh,
I guess I don't know, but I'm pretty sure if there was some juicy story about nefarious things happening at Colgate, the media would probably run with that.
I would think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So when we're talking about toothpaste, when I first saw the headline of that, I thought it was going to be some race thing.
Like teeth are white.
Or that toothpaste is white unless you get the green gel.
Right.
You know, there's not much black toothpaste, although I have used it before.
Mine have black stripes in it.
Do they really? Mm-hmm. What kind of toothpaste is that?
It's a name brand. I can't think of it right now, but it's got the I want to say coal in it, but it's got the
charcoal or whatever
charcoal in it. Yeah.
Yeah, I've used the charcoal thing.
Yeah,
before.
so it comes out. It comes out as black and white together. So I just want everybody to live that way.
That's true. Yeah.
You listen to Ebony and Ivory as you're brushing your teeth every day.
Black and white cookies in my lunchbox.
Yeah, so nice.
Thank you,
Oreo guy. Hey, update on something. Not a huge deal. Sometimes we do this lighter note stuff. You know, Pamela Anderson has this new book out.
I heard about this.
There was part of me that was interested to at least read part of it because of who she was in the 90s and just the firestorm with Tommy Lee and all that stuff. I still can't get myself to care that much to read it. But she's promoting the book, and she had said some, things about Tim Allen, that he flashed her on the set of Home Improvement. He says that's not true. Now she said something about Sylvester Stallone.
What?
Said he offered me a condo and a Porsche to be his number one girl. And he told her, that's the best offer you're going to get, honey. You're in Hollywood now. And she replied, quote, does that mean there's number two? Said, I wanted to be in love. I didn't want anything less than that. Now Sylvester Stallone denies that, says it's false and fabricated. So there you go.
Wow.
Mean anything to you?
I mean,
anytime I see Sylvester Stallone or even Jack Nicholson, some other people, do you remember a book that was out in the 90s? Said you'll never work in this town again?
Yeah.
Or was these different call girls that got together and wrote the book about all these different stars? Mm-hmm. You talk about depravity. Holy mackerel.
What was the name of Tim Allen's fake show?
Tool Time.
That's what I thought.
Okay. News update. Next.
We're looking at mostly cloudy skies, a little bit of snow here and there. Currently 33 degrees at the airport, 33 at Radio Center. Downtown Midland is at 34 now. Downtown Bay City is at 32. Forecast coming up in a moment. But first of all, let's take a look at the markets as we broadcast from Snowfest in Frankenmuth. What are we looking at right now? We're looking at MAC and Breckenridge wheat at $6.92. The white wheat, red wheat is at $6.57. New crop white wheat at $7.51 with the red wheat at $6.91. Corn is at $6.32 at MAC. New crop at $5.31. The soybeans at $14.49. New crop at $12.80. According to Baird & Company, this hour the Dow is down 202 at 33,531, right around 304 million shares. The NASDAQ is down 119, 11,214, 423 million. The S&P is down 31 at 39.85. Broadcasting from the warming tent here at Snowfest, day number 1 of the 32nd annual Zender Snowfest. Along with me, Michigan Sugar's queen this year, Brianna Kubik. Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Hey, we're not doing too bad. What's going on right now with you, Brianna?
Oh, well, I am in college. I am studying nursing at Delta, and I'm staying busy with Michigan Sugar and trying to help out as much as I can.
As far as the activities that you've got coming up after this, what's on the calendar right now?
Well, on the 14th, me and the girls are going to the Capitol in Lansing, and we're going to be able to speak on the floor, which is awesome. I'm excited. And then we have in March, the St. Patrick's Day Parade in Bay City, which is a pretty long parade, but I'm really excited to get back out there again.
You got to be thrilled representing the Michigan sugar industry because, number one, it's a good company. Number two, it's Michigan-grown company.
Yes, yep.
And number three, a lot of our producers,
yes,
and your relatives and that have been involved in agriculture.
Definitely.
And the company has really played a big role.
Yes.
In your life.
Yes, for sure. I have family that works at Michigan Sugar out in Croswell. My family is dairy farmers, but we do have a selection of sugar beet farmers. I grew up working on a farm, so it was a great opportunity, and it really opened my eyes to a lot of aspects in life. And I'm so thankful for everything, and I'm thankful for this opportunity. I'm thankful for Rob and for you and everybody.
So a message for any young gals that might want to run.
This is a great opportunity. Take it. Do not be scared. You get a bunch of exposure, and you just make great friends and great connections along the way.
Brianna, thanks a lot for stopping by. You and your supporting group, who are they?
Brooke and Adriana.
Yeah, you guys do a great job.
Yes, thank you.
You take care, all right?
You as well. Thank you so much.
Queen Brianna Kubik with Michigan Sugar Company. We'll be right back.
The name of the game in farming is profit.
Excellent.
And if you want to put more profit into farming, get the help and seasoned sound advice you need from the pros at Star of the West. Sure, the question of selling or storing your harvest is an important one. And Star of the West, with today's technology, can give you the up-to-the-minute information you need to make the right decision, one that certainly affects profits. That's just one reason why you should take your corn, your soybeans, any of your crops to Star of the West. The other is well-trained, experienced, knowledgeable people who are true professionals in agribusiness. Star of the West offers you stability that no other firm in the area can approach. This means that people who are in the same positions year after year get to know your needs better and in general know the business better. Since 1870, Star of the West has been and continues to be the one to trust. Star of the West, keeping the valley growing since 1870. Frankenmuth, Reese, Richville, Guerra, and Cass City.
We've had a lot of folks stop by here, say hello, and wonder where all the snow is. Well, the snow is coming. Maybe a little bit more yet this afternoon. I think when the winds pick up, especially out of the east and the northeast, we're going to see some lake effect type activity, and that will increase our snow production. The one thing about the snow that is coming down right now, it's melting very rapidly because the soil is as warm as what it is. So you're not really getting the full effect of how much snow we have gotten so far. But if you are traveling in southern Michigan, your intention is, be advised, winter storm warnings are still up for those folks down there. They've picked up quite a bit of snow, and more snow is in the forecast for them up to at least 10 o'clock tonight, if not a little bit longer. For us, the chances of snow will taper off rather rapidly after 10 o'clock here. We're looking for low tonight only of 30. So again, whatever snow we get, it's going to just not going to stick around. Tomorrow, 31 degrees, some scattered snow around, 32 on Friday, and then a system comes in on Friday night. That snow is going to stick as we go through the weekend. That's a look at the market's weather at the bottom of the hour. More Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins now on WSGW.
Markley, I'm Gen Xer. David Van Camp, the Millennial, the Sexy Boomer, Scott Robbins.